Hello, fellow homebrewers. JP here, and I want to introduce to you the brand new Brew-Built X1 Conical Series available at More Beer. More Beer sells the highest standard in homebrewing equipment, and the Brew-Built Conicals are just that. They're made from mirror-polished 304 stainless steel, and they come with loads of features that you and I have been looking for. They have a full 2-inch bottom dump valve, which will eliminate your clogging issues, while the sturdy base includes 4 reinforced legs, just like those big Pro tanks do. More Beer also carries the Brew-Built line of options and add-ons like casters, pressure kits, and even external glycol chillers. So you can find out more about the new Brew-Built X1 Conical Unitanks by going over to morebeer.com for detailed videos on the entire line of Brew-Built Conicals. You can trust Brew-Built with your next fermentation, and you can trust More Beer to find the right conical for you. Brew-Built at morebeer.com.
Today's Sunday session is brought to you by More Beer, the makers of the all-new Ultimate Conical Fermenter. Check them out today at morebeer.com.
Feels like work. Shooting the shit for 2 hours, drinking beer and talking beer. What a wonderful experience.
Can we not have the barf bucket near my mixing board?
I think everybody can read the book.
I knew you were going to use this book as an excuse to quit doing this show.
Mrs. Bub, if you want, I can mail you the Bub Timer.
Yeah, Newcastle. Especially in the can. Have you ever had it in the can? No, I have not had it in the can.
Notice I closed my eyes and I concentrated really hard.
Now, live from the Brewing Network studios in Northern California, this is the radio program for home brewers, craft brewers, beer lovers, and beer geeks. It's your only source for live beer radio that brings expert brewers together with, well, expert drinkers. This is the radio program with a head on it. This is The Session.
All right, welcome to the program, everybody. Thanks for tuning in on a wonderful Monday night here in downtown Martinez. It's The Session, and we're no worse for the wear, as always. Yeah, JP was just teabagging his own coffee with a banana peel. I don't know what was happening there, but it was a very strange sight to behold.
Sure, turn you on.
I see. Very, very strange indeed. We've got a big show for you tonight and a lot of things to do. I do first want to mention that I've been in Virginia for 3 days, and it kicked my ass.
I saw you posting on Facebook. What brought you there? I see you're at a lot of breweries and stuff.
Went to did some brewery tours. Basically, White Labs was going out there for an event, a homebrew shop, Homebrew USA. Down there, traded in 5,000 vials for a Chris White brew day.
Wow.
And
did they send the vials? Because that was our problem at More Beer, is like, how are we really going to mail 5,000? Because that's a lot.
They kept them there. We showed up, and they had a pallet full of boxes of vials.
All right, good on them.
Really good people that we hung out with there, and it was a great time. So basically, the Brewing Network just kind of tagged along with Whitey to do some meeting and greeting and some coverage of the event, and come back and talk about it. And it was a lot of fun. Doc went with me.
Yeah, that's great.
He'll be in a little later tonight, and he'll tell us about it. But I didn't sleep much for the 4 days. Virginia likes to party, and for that matter, so does Doc and Whitey. And they are the two people on Earth that can kill me the most.
Right. Or the fastest, anyway. Yeah.
It's funny because Doc, on the way out, he's like, so can Chris hang or what? And I was like, dude, between the two of you, I don't know how I'm going to survive this thing. Don't worry, Chris can hang. And, yeah.
Oh, Doc.
But what a great time. And we stopped at some cool new breweries. It's a pretty new beer scene there in Virginia, at least in their part, which I'm so brain dead right now, I don't even remember the name of the city I was in.
Norfolk.
Thank you. Norfolk.
Yep. That's what they call it?
Yeah.
The locals call it that.
It's Norfolk.
The locals call it.
Yeah.
They're proud.
Because we were trying to say it right the whole time, and we kept getting corrected. Guys, it's Norfolk.
It's not Norfolk.
Nope. Or Norfolk.
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 Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
How appropriate for you.
Yeah. Of course, we kept accentuating it more and more once we got corrected.
Right.
Yeah, thanks for having us in Norfolk. But what a good time. And let's see. Let me try to remember some names of breweries that we went to. O'Connor's was a nice brewery. We played cornhole at O'Connor's for hours.
Really?
So it was a good time.
Did you kick some butt?
I kicked ass when we played at O'Connor's.
Yeah.
One of the brewers at O'Connor's, Chris, brought the cornhole boards to Homebrew USA for the brew dance Saturday.
Oh, wow.
I got my ass handed to me there by Saul the Dominator.
Wow.
And I talked a lot of shit.
Of course you did.
And then got dominated.
Of course you did.
It wasn't until later in the day that I teamed up with Saul that I won.
Well, smart move there.
You became Saul's bitch.
Right. Yeah. But another brewer there, Mike. In fact, Mike Mitchum, I think his last name is. He was in charge of the brew day with Chris. He put together the recipe, and he was my teammate when I was kicking ass at O'Connor's, and he failed me on brew day.
There's no I in team, and there should be.
Yeah,
sometimes.
Yeah, that's right. But we spent a nice day there brewing, and went to another a real small brewery called Beach. Brewer owner there's name's Justin, as a matter of fact, and really cool tiny system. I'm gonna put up some pictures of all this stuff so you guys can see it. And the newest brewery that we went to there, Smart Mouth. Really cool layout and a very new brewery. In fact, I think just about 2 or 3 months old, and their tasting room was packed when we were there. So already drawing a crowd, and the beer scene's a big deal there. In fact, they have a bar at the Whole Foods, like a full-on bar.
Really?
Is that right?
Yeah. Not just a beer bar, but like a whole.
Oh well, no, sorry, a full-on beer bar.
Oh, okay.
They have those in a couple locations in California as well.
They do.
Yeah.
I haven't been to any of them yet. This one, people go hang out at. In fact, it has its own name. It's called The Porch. It's kind of out on the porch at the Whole Foods.
That would make sense why it's called The Porch. I like it. I just had never seen one yet. I mean, I don't really go into Whole Foods because I can't afford to spend $8 for half a pound of apples. But yeah. That sounds real cool.
That's where we went. It was the beer recommendation to go to after the homebrew event. But Elizabeth and her crew are just great people there at Homebrew USA, and I just wanted to thank them and shout out. And then some other good friends took us out drinking later that night on Saturday night. We ended the night at a place called Hot Tuna, and I was all for it.
What kind of strip club is that? Full nude or not?
Okay, all right. I'm happy to report back, as I always do in my travels, a full strip club report. Do not bother going to a strip club in Virginia.
Wow.
There you have it.
Wow.
That was about the extent. It's so bad that here's how it went. We walked into the strip club, and the bouncer guy, who's going to take our cover charge, goes, where are you guys from? And we say, California. He goes, okay, let's have a talk.
He prepared you for what you were about to see.
He basically was trying to save us money, because he's like, all right, we need to talk. First of all, you won't see any nudity here. Second of all, to talk to any of the women, you have to pay them. Third of all, you can pay for a lap dance if you want, but she won't even sit on your lap or anything. She will lap dance within 24 inches of you.
Wow. It's like you're at 6th grade prom again.
And then we go, how much is the cover charge? And he goes, $5. All right, we're in. So
okay.
$5.
All right.
And sans Portland, you can't beat that. And that's because Portland doesn't have a cover charge.
Right.
It was miserable. There was not even a B cup to be found. I'm telling you, it was the most boobless strip club on the planet.
Oh, man.
And
they need more cosmetic surgeons there, I guess.
Yeah,
you got fleeced for $5 is what happened.
Yeah, and we threw out a few dollar bills. But and then, I think maybe Whitey forgot about the other part. We sat down at the bar, and just some girl, and he's actually just having a normal conversation. He was just saying, hey, what's happening? Just because he was there to get a beer.
Right.
And instantly she's like, you have to pay me.
Wow.
And he was like, I'm not paying. I was just saying hi. I'm trying to talk to you. I'm trying to get a beer, and you happen to be sitting in my way.
Yes.
That sounds like the worst place to go ever.
The worst.
Regardless if you're just even trying to see some boobs or whatever.
It's the worst.
If you're just going to get a beer and you're like, oh, $5, whatever. I like the music they play or whatever.
Right.
That sounds like the most horror. You have to pay me to talk to me?
I actually think that that's amazing. And now that I know this exists, I'm going to have to require that you all pay me to talk to me.
Right.
It'll be like just paying for my delightfully bitchy attitude.
Well, at least you have boobs. And some of them were delightfully bitchy on top of that.
Wow.
But I got drunk and had a good time. What are you going to do?
That sounds horrible.
So don't bother. You know, you'd think being a military town, that you'd find plenty of good strip clubs.
But then again, they have the word virgin right in the name of their state.
Well, and it turns out, I don't know if you guys knew this. You know how great I am at geography. But it turns out that's the beginning tip of the Bible Belt.
Oh, really?
I was informed that is where the Bible Belt begins, and it goes on a long way in the other direction. And I didn't know that. And there were some behavioral differences. For example, on the brew day, I did not hear one other person besides me use the F-bomb.
Really?
And, of course, I used it...
liberally.
Yeah, incessantly. And, it's...
I couldn't communicate properly if I couldn't swear. Like, when we were doing our FM show, that was real hard.
Right.
Because it was a lot more fast-paced than this nonsense is, and it was real hard.
Yeah.
It was real hard. I don't think I could do it if I had to just swear off cursing.
I ended up just doing it under my breath a lot, because I figured out very quickly that I was the only one doing it. Yeah. And so I go, and then I carry on my conversation. I just drop my volume every other word.
How was it to be back on the East Coast, though?
I like the East Coast.
The Beast Coast.
Yeah, good. You know, we had some nice beer, and like I said, we ended at a great place called Hot Tuna, and that was just like a crazy bar, bunch of people dancing. It was fun place to be. So shout out to Drew and Alex, who showed us a good time too. Everybody had a good time there, and Mike and Chris and John. Forgive me Joey was a great brewer on a Blickman system on Brew Day. Forgive me if I'm forgetting any names, but you all were just a blast, and now my liver will rest for the next month.
Yeah. Next day.
Never drinking again today.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot of things to get to today. Our first guest is going to be on with us in just a couple of minutes, so I need to rush through some things. We're talking to Lee Chase today, who, you may or not know, is a craft brewing badass. Yeah. Been around for a long time. In fact, he was with Stone for years, the brewmaster at Stone, and he's done a lot of consulting at several breweries that you would know, and you have drank their beer. And Lee's kind of one of those behind-the-scenes guys who's really done great things. And a lot of the consumers don't know him, but the brewers do. Right. And so we're going to talk about that with Lee today. Plus, he's got his own brewery down there, Automatic Brewing Company. It's within Blind Lady Ale House. So we'll talk about that combination and some other things. He's got a project he's working on with the great Will Ferrell, one of the funniest men alive, in my opinion. And we may or may not hear from Will Ferrell today. We'll find out. But we'll find out all about Will-Powered IPA that I know Lee is working on with him. Plus, we've got Adam Carolla on today. The Adam Carolla. One of my broadcast idols. Honestly, I don't know if you...
It doesn't show at all.
Oh, it would be podcast idol, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's a podcast idol. But when I was a kid...
Oh, I see. And he was on broadcast.
Yeah. For more than 10 years, I think. Yeah. And
you looked at me and said, if this ugly guy can make it, so can me.
Exactly.
So me can too, ugly.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking to Adam Carolla today, too. He's got a new product out called Mangria. And Adam Carolla been working that man shtick for quite a while now.
You got to do it.
We'll see what's up with the Mangria. And we have a bottle to drink, which might tune me right up. We'll
Straight to the dome.
Am I allowed to drink Mangria?
We'll have to ask Adam about that. See what happens. You might grow a pair of balls if you do. I don't know.
If you do, you can give them to Sam.
All right, the first Brewing Network Homebrew Competition entry window is now open. They need to be here by next Monday. That's a week from today. We already have some entries here. So it started today, and it goes for 1 week. Get your stuff here if you bought a BN IPA homebrew kit. Do it now. We got a Santa Crawl happening here in downtown Martinez next Saturday, or this coming Saturday. That's Saturday, December 15th. What are the hours on that?
4 to 7.
Oh, it is?
Yep.
Sure?
Yep.
Okay. 4 to 7, wear a stop so you can come in and see the Brewing Network studios. I'm told we're going to have Janet's Brown on tap.
I guarantee it.
And also some Ballast Point beer. I got some nice barrel-aged Ballast Point beer coming up. So once again, we'll be the best stop on the tour. I know that Nathan Smith is sending over some homebrew. Tasty usually shows up with a surprise or two. You never know. And so come on over to our stop in downtown Martinez. I think you can get tickets right now.
You can. SantaBeerCrawl.com, as a matter of fact.
There you go.
You're welcome.
They'll also be available the day of the event, if supplies last. But I would buy ahead of time if I were you.
Buy now, because at the door it'll be $35.
Okay. What is it, 25?
$25 normally, $35 at the door. If you're in a group of 5 or more, you save $5 a ticket.
Only in advance.
Pretty good deal. Only in advance. That's correct.
Okay.
So it's wear a Santa outfit. Any sort of Santa outfit will do. Or ugly sweater.
Okay. All right, fantastic. We also, the Brewing Network's 4th annual Winter Brews Fest is back. It'll be Saturday, January 26th. That is from 12 to 4, and it's back in Toto Santos Park here in Concord. Tickets are actually going to go on sale this week, likely tomorrow, and those will also be, I think they're $35 in advance, and I think they end up being $45 at the door. I don't even have a URL for it yet because the site, it won't be done till tomorrow. But just keep an eye out. You can buy the tickets in advance this year, and you can get them as a Christmas gift for somebody. Right. Buy them Winter Brews Fest tickets. It's happening January 26th in Concord. Come on out for it. It's, I would dare say, one of the best Bay Area beer festivals ever.
Oh, absolutely.
We have a good time there.
Keep watching for the On Tap page on the Brewing Network. BrewingNetwork.com/OnTap for all the details tomorrow.
There you go. Also, right now in the store, a Brewing Network first, we've created a Brewing Network training DVD. We started a new series, part of the Brewing Network's new Homebrew U series. And basically, we're taking some of the best brewmasters on the planet to show us how to brew a style of beer. And the first one that's available for pre-sale in the store right now is Matt Brynelson from Firestone Walker teaching us to brew the perfect American Pale Ale. And we go through step by step, plus he brews it with us on our More Beer homebrew system. So you get to see all of it from start to finish, from recipe design all the way to pitching that yeast. And then I actually have him taste the beer several weeks later and tell me how he did. So you'll get to learn how to brew the perfect American Pale Ale, Matt Brynelson style. DVDs are available for pre-order now. They will be shipping in early January. So while they will make a nice Christmas gift, they don't arrive under the tree by Christmas. But they will be shipping out in early January, and they are special price right now in the store for $17.95. If you're also looking for gifts, Amazon's the best way to do it. A lot of you are doing it. Do all your Christmas shopping that you normally do through Amazon, but do it by clicking the Amazon link right there on our homepage, and it helps us out. iPhone and Android apps are there if you want to listen on the go. Just search BN Mobile in your favorite app store. Watch all this and more on justin.tv/Brewing Network. Subscribe, join the BN Army, Twitter, Facebook. Send ideas to Scott at thebrewingnetwork.com. Send feedback over to feedback@thebrewingnetwork.com. Great. Twitter game real quick.
I would like to know which of the brewcasters is the better lover. Which one of us is a better lover? According to the audience, I'm sure we know.
Does Bevo count?
Bevo counts.
What do you mean
too.
by lover? Like, in during sexy time, or just
a good bump,
or just loving?
That's a good question. I think a lover encompasses not only feelings but how far you go in.
I don't go in at all.
Well, you might. You never know.
That's not how we roll.
That's not what you've said. You said before you've tried to go in all the time. Sam doesn't like that sort of play.
Well, that's just because I like to mess with him.
All right. Good game. That's our Twitter game for today. We will send over a prize to the best answer.
Yes, we will.
So I guess you have to say which is the best and why, because otherwise, there'll be several of the right answer.
All right.
When it's me.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think in this room we've all laid about 8,000 of our fans, so
right.
You have a good working base to work off of here.
All right, we'll save feedback for later in the program. Right now, we're going to talk to our first guest, Mr. Lee Chase, currently of Automatic Brewing Company and a brewing consultant. Hey, Lee, thanks for being with us, man.
Sure, glad to be here.
Yeah, definitely. Now, we tried to talk to Lee a couple of times now. He's a busy man, and I'm glad that you finally made it to the program, man.
Yeah, I was hoping I could be in the studio up there with you guys, but, that just isn't as easy to pull off these days as I thought.
Well, you're located in San Diego, right? So pretty far from us.
Yeah, California is pretty long, so.
Exactly. It's its own country, basically.
Yeah.
So, well, that's fine. We'll get you up here next time. Now, in the meantime, I mean, let's get right into it, Lee, because I know we only have a short amount of time, but I think you're the first brewing consultant we've had on the program.
Oh, cool.
Which I find interesting, because you have to imagine that there must be behind-the-scenes guys like you kind of making the tweaks that need to happen to make great beer.
Well, I think it isn't a job that I really planned on having. I had a little background on my kind of brewing history. I started home brewing back in 1989, 90, and got pretty into it and decided I could go to school for that, and went to UC Davis and studied malting and brewing science. When I got out, it was 1995. I ran a small brewery just before Stone Brewing Company opened or started their project.
Okay.
And about 4 months into their company operations, I was hired on there and spent the next 9.5 years there. So
that's a long stint at Stone.
Yeah, it was a while. And so we kind of saw the brewery grow from basically nothing, 0 barrels a year, up to about, when I left, we were doing about 55,000 barrels a year. And we built that new brewery in Escondido, which is a really, a pretty major ordeal and a great project to be a part of. So I was really stoked to be in a position with those guys where I got to just deal with all the growth and the struggles that come along with it. That was pretty much my goal getting out of UC Davis, was try to make a shitload of really delicious beer and have it stay that way.
Right, and keep it that way. Well, and it stayed that way even after you're gone, because Stone is still producing great beer.
Oh, good. Yeah. I think they're doing a really good job. And I think that the bigger the craft brewery gets, the more opportunity they have to make great beer a little more easily. There's a great weight on their shoulders to do so, because the cost of not doing it is really high, but it's also kind of easier to get a grasp on all of the small details that make a beer great. So.
Right, absolutely. Well, and with that, so Mitch Steele, the brewer at Stone now, of course, he's a good friend of the show. We've had him on several times, and I was speaking to him one night about taking over that brewing position. He came on after you. And to me, a guy like Mitch, who kind of came from a big beer background, he obviously came from Anheuser-Busch, was kind of exactly what I think a company like Stone needs. You built that enormous brew system, and by the way, they've now, I think, doubled that capacity just recently. And your standard kind of brewmaster who doesn't come from how to get through new projects, a bigger bottling line, put out more beer, wouldn't be as successful as a guy like Mitch. In other words, I just think he had the right background for that, Well,
when I put in my notice there, I gave a 3-month notice, and I said, hey, I'm going to leave in 3 months, but let's figure it out. And when I saw Mitch's resume come in, I was just delighted. I thought, wow, I've kind of put a lot of my own kind of blood and sweat and heart and soul into this whole company.
Right.
Last thing I want to do is see some other guy take my spot and run it into the ground. And
right.
So Mitch and I had shared some conversations. We actually went to the same university, so I had a pretty good confidence in understanding what he knew from the academic side of things. Plus, he had, I think at that point, he had well over 10 years of experience with Anheuser-Busch, which is basically, about as technologically involved as you can get.
Sure.
They're giant. But he's always had his heart in craft beer. And it was an interesting position for him to hold, I think, for so long, because he was such a home brewer and so involved with the homebrew community, even when he was at AB. Probably they hated him for it. I mean, I'm not going to put words in their mouth, but... Right. But I can imagine they're like, dude, what are you doing with all these homebrewers? And so it seemed like a really good fit, and I'm glad he's kind of found a good spot there, and he seems to be enjoying it, and the company's doing great. So it seems like it worked out well.
Definitely.
That is an interesting contrast, from being a brewer at AB
Right.
And then going to your homebrew club meeting after you get off shift. Like, I don't know. It just it seems like, but a nice fit, though, kind of almost a natural one. Like, okay, here's my job.
Right.
And then at home on my own with these other people, I can be, creative.
And passionate about
instead of pushing the button.
And the people that he probably hung out with as homebrewers probably made some really badass homebrew.
Right.
Like, hey, Mitch, what's wrong with my beer? He's like, well, I'll tell you everything is wrong with your beer. I just ran it through a $100,000 computer at work.
Right. That's true.
Yeah.
It's a good friend to have in that sense. Yeah. By the way, Lee, you got a few people in the room here just so we don't confuse you, but that was JP talking to you as well. And then our producer, Scott, is here. And then our good friend, Tasty McDole, is our other co-host.
Hi, Lee.
So,
there you go. Now, so you went to the UC Davis brewing program, and after several months, you passed. I kind of want to know more about the Brewing's Associate Membership exam, which is an elite exam that you ended up passing, right?
Yeah, it's a. I'm not sure how well. I kind of do know how little people care about that exam in the U.S. anyway, but it's pretty well respected on other continents and in other countries. It's really basically a 9-hour essay exam that takes course over 2 days, and it's just writing. You get basically there's 3 separate sections of this exam, or at least there was back when I was taking it, and each section you get 3 hours to write as much as you can to address 6 questions that they give you. So. It's really technical, and if you pass it, they just grade everything by reading it, kind of like the BJCP I think does now, and Cicerone, where there's just a lot of reading, a lot of technical writing that has to be done to
right.
And so this is like based for professional brewing careers. People can basically get raises and get jobs that show that they're qualified for them by passing this exam.
I see. And so did that help you, kind of going out into the marketplace right away?
It kind of did. It didn't so much in it being a key point of resume material, but it served as a really good guideline for all of the education that UC Davis was trying to put forward, basically to groom people to be able to take this exam and pass it. That was kind of one of their goals as a university, was like, here, we should be able to teach you everything you need to know to pass this test.
I see.
So that was a bit of their syllabus was based on, what does one need to know to get a good brewing job in the industry.
Right.
But it didn't really matter so much to many employers because they don't really know what it is. But other brewers, you say, hey, I passed this exam, and other brewers are usually like, oh, you're a dick. Or
right.
like, wow, that's a pretty tough exam. And so when I was in UC Davis, there was a pretty common term for us UC Davis kids is Davis dickheads, because we would be all book smart about stuff and basically
right.
not have much beer in our lives. So it was a nice kind of ribbing compliment, I guess.
Sure. Well,
which is kind of a lame insult. That dude smirked for me. I get it. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I agree.
But to their credit, a lot of people make really great beer and have no academic training in it, and there's something to be said for just putting your nose to the grindstone and studying on your own and not having to go to school. So I feel fortunate that I did, though. The education's been great. I mean, even if you don't know everything about beer, you at least know how to go find it, or at least actually I think one thing I've learned is the more you learn about beer, the more you learn you don't really know about it. So.
Right. From the science side, sure. I mean, there's still so much to be discovered and new research all the time. Charlie up there at the UC Davis program always talks to us about that too.
Yeah.
I would imagine that, and especially now that you've become a consultant, that there must be an enormous amount of the engineering side in the program that you took.
There was a third of the program was focused on brewery and food process engineering, which kind of lends itself into the brewing world specifically for us. And there was a lot of physics and heat and mechanics, the heat transfer, that kind of stuff. So stuff that I think more than what it doesn't really come out into the real world in something that you say. You don't do too much with design of major pieces of equipment, but you learn to understand why things are built the way they are and how to avoid making, dumb mistakes on the job.
I see.
So I mean, it's good. I haven't had too many projects where I've had to, say, hey, I want you to change the size of something that you already know like, I'm not going to go tell Crohn's how to, well, not that they'll listen anyway. They're
right. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. You know nothing.
I tried to have that conversation with them when I was at Stone, actually, and they just told us that we should not be doing things the way we're doing it, and we're dumb. So
stop doing stupid things, Lee.
They're just sitting back, drinking some glue wine, and be like, you know what? Those Americans and their Stone and their ideas.
Their stupid ideas.
Whatever.
Right.
But yeah, there is a lot of engineering, and I kind of like that. I think I'm a bit of today I was cutting metal and welding it and just fixing things generally. I like that aspect of the work. I mean, being a brewer is, you guys deal with this, I'm sure too. Just there's chemistry, there's sensory, there's the mechanics and engineering, and it's just such a great multifaceted thing. There's microbiology going in there. It's kind of a never-ending puzzle.
I have a quick question for you, Lee. Going back to kind of the education, you had said that there's a lot of people who are making great beer that haven't necessarily gone to professional brewing school. And I know there's a lot of our listeners who are thinking about that and who are probably in brewing school now. Is that a track you recommend, or does it kind of, I know that's maybe a loaded question, but does it vary between your type of personality?
I think what you're saying is, if there are really great brewers without education, name one. Is that what you're trying to say?
No.
Well, yeah, that'll help too.
Well, sort of. But like, do you need education to make good beer? Is it something you, like if a home brewer said, hey, I want to start brewing beer. I already make 45 point home brew. Would you say, oh, you can just open a brewery right now, or say, hey, you know what, go to Davis and learn something?
Well, yeah, I think I guess to look at it from a different side, which I own a couple businesses with some partners, and we didn't know anything about the restaurant or bar industry before we opened them. Are we doing okay? Yeah, we're doing all right. I bet if anybody who knows more about business and restaurant operations came in here and says, hey, I studied this stuff, they would probably point out all kinds of problems that we have, and some of the problems we want to have. There's ways we can cut corners and save money that we don't really want to. So, there's certainly plenty of people that are diligent about studying and knowing what they're doing before jumping into it. Mm. I think going to school just kind of forces you to do that on a schedule. I'm a pretty, look how long it took me to get on this show.
Yeah,
that's true.
So
you still need to go back to school and learn how to schedule things, Lee.
Exactly. Yeah, my time management skills might not be the best, but
right.
Yeah, people do it, and for me, it was I like study, I like school. I just enjoy that. I wish I could, sign up for more classes more often of everything, but school's not for everybody too. Some people just don't like tests. I like taking tests, and I like having that kind of goal and that challenge set up for me. So.
Got it.
But certainly not for everybody. And I've had tons of homebrew and professional brew from people that are just knowledgeable, smart people. I think you need to be knowledgeable and smart to make good beer, and and that doesn't necessarily come from school. So
that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Now, when you're consulting, are you going in and tasting beer and helping breweries troubleshoot things? Is that the type of consulting that you do? Or give us a rundown of what a typical consulting job is.
It's been kind of all over. Actually, the way that like I mentioned earlier, I kind of stumbled into being a consultant. I didn't really know that the the position or the job existed.
Okay.
It just so happened that I knew that after so many years at one company and doing one project, I thought, I should probably get out and see the world a little bit and just see what else there is to do out there. I'm not really sure what it's going to be, but, it's probably about time to make a change. So that was part of my falling into consulting was, not leaving, Stone in a hurry and definitely like taking my time, making sure as much was, in order before leaving. Okay. And that hiring Mitch and getting him basically on track to take over there. And also not signing up to take another job anywhere before I was completely away from Stone, because I didn't want that short timer syndrome that happens. Like I'd seen it just hiring other people. You hire somebody and then they go back to their job and they do a really crappy job at the job that they're leaving. And
right.
That guy, so.
So
I didn't sign up for another job. And then when I finally, my last day came, they're like, what are you going to do? I was like, fuck, I don't know. I hadn't really thought about that too much, but I did get my pedicab operator's license so I could cab around downtown. It's a fallback position if nobody needs anybody help at the brewery. So, and then I got calls from a lot of people that said, hey, would you like a full-time job? I said, no, but they said, can you help us on this project? We're going through some issues here and there. So the consulting thing just kind of a little bit fell in my lap, and I thought, this is
perfect.
This is get to do some traveling, get to see new projects, get to look at a bunch of different engineering and almost apply a bunch of the different hurdles that I'd gone through as we've grown at Stone to to a bunch of the small breweries that are going to try to figure out go through the 5 different steps that we went through to get to the 6th step that actually worked. I could just say, hey, you know what? This works for us, and you guys might want to try this out. So it was kind of a good, it's a beautiful, beautiful job. And I haven't been doing too much consulting because of the restaurants and the brewery of our own here, but I hope to do more soon.
I, for one, think a combination of pedicure and taxi cab service is a great idea. I think you should run with that one.
Yeah. Did you ever actually drive a pedicab aside from just getting your license?
No, I wish I did, but I'm super glad I didn't too,
Right. I do like it, though. It would have been a nice conversation. So what did you do before operating a pedicab?
You ever heard of Stone?
Yeah, you ever heard that giant brewery called Stone?
Yeah. Well, you're looking at the brewer's butt right now.
Yeah.
Actually, I was considering maybe I could just give one-on-one brewery or good beer tours around downtown. And
oh, yeah.
If you want to jump on the pedicab, I'll cruise you around. I think you can drink on a pedicab driver's license. I don't know, but
right, it seems reasonable.
Beers. Can I get paid to hang out and cart people around drinking beers with them? That'd be awesome.
Now I think I first met you, Lee. It was at the Great American Beer Festival right around 06 or 07. So I think it was right about this time that you were bailing from Stone and deciding to, branch out and see how this was going to go. And since then, so it's not just doing consulting, but more recently, as you mentioned, you've gone into partnerships with a couple people. So now you actually have your own brewery again, though, right?
Yeah, it's kind of funny how things work out. We have a place in San Diego called Blind Lady Ale House, and so it's my wife and I and another couple. And part of the beauty of consulting is you can, for the most part, kind of create your own schedule. And in what was basically like the fastest growing production brewery in the U.S., you can't really create your own schedule. You're pretty much at the mercy of beer and distributors and salespeople and all the stuff that you want to do yourself with beer. So that didn't afford a lot of free time. So the consulting jobs were often, work really hard on a project for a while and then maybe even take some time off and do some traveling and what have you. Beautiful. And one of those things that happened in that course of time was got to travel a bit, got to go see a lot of different breweries, a lot of bars, and got to play soccer for my local favorite beer bar, the Live Wire, on their bar soccer team.
Really?
So just I'd never played soccer before. Actually, I've never played soccer since. And
but you got to do it.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. Run around and then go drink beers. I mean, the second part of it sounds super fun. But
right. You just checked it off.
Yeah, and then so I met my friend and partner Jeff Mach, who's a partner here at Blind Lady, and Tiger and Automatic. Basically, he and his wife were looking at doing some projects on their own, and I was looking at doing like a small brewery project, and so it just kind of fell together. Just conversations at bars, sometimes lead to some good things, and then we just, next thing we know, we're opening a place, and we're like, oh shit, we don't know what the hell we're doing. We like good food, and we like good beer, so let's just figure it all out. And this is actually right in the end of 2008. So if you look at like an economic indicator for back then,
right,
total disaster.
Yeah, that was a scary time to say, hey, let's do this. Let's throw a whole ton of money on the line,
right,
when everybody's staying home.
Probably our own.
Well, that was part of the beauty of it, though, was there was nobody willing to put any money on anything, and every place was going out of business. So we saw it as the now or never opportunity, where in a good economy we wouldn't be able to afford to do it. I mean, brewers don't make a lot of money, so. Right. And my wife came from social work, so it's not all that lucrative either.
Right.
But we have a lot of I have a lot of tools, so I figured, we could probably just build stuff ourselves, and we just kind of figured it out. And so it was a good time because it was possible. Like there was a beautiful building going out of business that had just been built out 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. Into a restaurant, and there's a bunch of really good people that are out of work. So that's a huge benefit, like to be able to find good people is not always easy.
So you're not just it sounds like you're not just talking about the brew house, which has a different name. It's in Blind Lady Ale House, but that's Automatic Brewing Company. But it sounds like maybe you built the bar, you just went in there like with a team of people to help.
Yeah, it was pretty much my partner Jeff and I, and we're pretty good at, I don't know, is Craigslisting, is that a verb? But we're pretty good
now, man. Yeah,
and just finding like crap and making it into better than just crap. Like just put some work into it. So we found a lot of good parts and pieces and materials, and the building. I mean, it's not like we had to do a whole lot to it because it was a pretty nice space to begin with, but. We did a lot of changes and rebuilt a bunch of stuff, and it was the first opportunity actually to build a multi-tap draft dispense system, and that proved to be kind of really eye-opening. Like I knew that a lot of times when you open a beer bar or some kind of restaurant, the distributors will pay for your system. They'll just like install it for you.
Really?
They use some really poor quality equipment in that, and they're they'll do a long draw system, but that's also like I'm a long draw hater.
Okay.
So just like for the record, if you're considering opening a bar somewhere and you consider putting a long draw, just reconsider seriously.
And Lee, just to be clear for any of us who are dummies, which is like me, you mean that your cooler should be close to your tap handle?
Yeah, like basically, the easy summary is if you can't reach in to touch the all of the beer line that is going from the keg to the faucet.
Yeah.
If you can't grab that, cut it away, and replace it within 10 minutes.
Right.
Then you fucked up.
Okay.
you opened your bar in the wrong space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first, or just don't ever plan on changing from one beer to the other.
Yeah, that's right. Continuously running beers.
That's a good point.
If it's on a sour line, it's going to be sour forever.
Yeah.
The first place I ever saw like that is Brower's in Seattle. Everything's just right behind the bar, and I was so impressed by it, and really for the exact same reason that you just said, Lee. I just thought, wow, they can do anything. They can switch out any line, even when it's a busy Friday night, and not. I don't even mean cleaning it. I mean cut it and pay the 4 cents to put the new line on.
That's a beautiful thing, and those guys were definitely on top of it when they designed it. And that's kind of like how it all should be. It's we exist now in a market where there's so many diverse flavors going on in beer, and the I don't know, the notion that you think all beer line cleaner is going to take care of that, it's totally not. And it's something that I think a lot of people are, I didn't even realize it until we kind of built the system knowing that it was kind of the right thing to do. And I had kind of an eye-opening experience when I saw how often I'm cutting away beer line and throwing it out just to make the beer taste good,
Yeah.
So.
Excellent point. Now, how about Automatic's brewing system? Did you also hodgepodge that together?
Yeah, that was mostly built by me, but then also like kind of highly, I don't know how you say, subsidized by the community. Okay. We'd opened Blind Lady about a year and a half before we started. Before we got a license to have it be a brewery as well. So we opened it just by taking over a beer and wine license in a restaurant, and the beer previously under the old ownership, I think it pretty much consisted of like bottles of Bud Light, and they closed at 4 p.m. So
yeah,
really, really odd. Like there's two things wrong with that scenario on the Bud Light at 4 p.m.
Right.
We had the license, but we didn't have a draft system, so we got to build that whole thing. And then it took about a year and a half to get the license to be able to brew beer here, which I think was pretty cool because we're kind of in a neighborhood. We're in not a really popular part of town. We're in Normal Heights, which is, if you're ever in San Diego, the easiest way to kind of direct you to our neighborhood is it's south of Highway 8. And northeast of downtown. So we're about 5 miles outside of downtown in a neighborhood, which I totally love because I think breweries should exist in neighborhoods. It sucks when you have to drive like 15 miles to go to a brewery, and then you're like, fuck, how am I going to get home?
Right. Yeah, I agree with you.
But that's the SoCal area, right? I mean, you're driving everywhere.
Yeah. Well, we were. I lived in this neighborhood the whole time I was working up at Stone, and it was kind of it's actually worked out quite amazingly to be able to work 6 blocks away from home and be able to work on this whole project and have a little brewery here. It's like it's really, really cute, I think, is probably one way to put it.
Very nice. Now, it sounds like you still want your free time, though. You've kind of set up your life in such a way that you're maybe not too stuck in one place. Are you the brewer at Automatic Brewing?
Yeah, I am. I kind of partly because I'm afraid that anybody else that tries to operate this system might go to the hospital soon.
I see. It's a mess, huh?
It's just a little dangerous. You just, I spent a lot of time at Stone, so I've sent a lot of people to the hospital.
Right.
It happens. I know it happens, and I don't want it to happen. Okay. And you got to be really aware when you're brewing, just not just here, but anywhere. And so, I guess I kind of I both love the process, and I guess to some degree at Stone, as things grew bigger and bigger, I did less and less brewing.
Okay,
and I've never thought about that until now, but maybe there is some part of me that's like, fuck, I'm so stoked I get to actually put my hands on everything again,
right?
And it's not in a 2-barrel or a half-barrel system anymore. So now it's maybe we'll grow into the point where I'll find the right person that I think is into it enough and kind of has the same concerns I have, but. I know I could train somebody to do it.
Sure.
But
that's kind of been your other job.
Right.
Anyway. So, I think you should be able to do that pretty well.
Yeah. I do that for consulting is just train other people to try to do that. So,
right.
But it's nice to operate on a small scale and deal with the beer as a one-man operation right now anyway. So
okay.
I'm probably try to do that as long as I can until my partners start saying hey man, what the fuck? How come there's not more beer coming out of there? But I can make all
right.
excuses because they don't really know.
Yeah, that's true. You can say anything you want.
Yeah.
Say, well, listen, I've had to renew my pedicab license, and that took a lot of time.
Yeah, I had to do 20 minutes on a Stairmaster in front of these people.
Right.
That's just hard.
So, Lee, how many faucets are you renting at Blind Lady and Tiger?
Yeah, so Tiger, we opened another place about a year ago, which is a mile from Blind Lady. And between the two places now we have about 50 faucets.
Good number.
That is a good number. Wow, look at you grow. You're going to have to sign your own non-compete clause a mile away.
It's a mile away. It's pretty funny. It's my house is 6 blocks away from each of them.
Look at you planning your life, Lee.
Wow.
This is fantastic.
He calls it cute. I think it's more simple.
Yeah, I love it.
Simple. It's nice, but it's also like the neighborhood needs this because we've lived here for a long time. We kind of see that it needs it, and we were going all over San Diego, oftentimes by car, to go to other good beer bars, and it's like, well, there's a bunch of people that live in this neighborhood, and us being, probably the biggest beer nerds in the neighborhood, why don't we just do this stuff? So
right.
It's cool to be able to do it.
I love it.
We have, between the two places, we try not to really have the same beer lineup. I mean, we definitely don't ever have the same beer lineup. But we try to even if there's a limited release of, a certain number of beers from any one brewery, we'll kind of get all of them, but then split them up between the two spots.
There you go. So, that's smart.
It makes it fun, for us and for customers to where we're not, I don't know if, let's just imagine that a Starbucks possibly could exist 1 mile from another Starbucks.
Right.
Next
then why
door.
not? Yeah. Then why not two good pubs?
Right.
I would appreciate the Starbucks changing their menu completely at one of those places.
Right.
Come on. You got two places a mile away from each other. Give me some choice.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Lee, I got to take a quick commercial break. Can you hang out?
Yeah, sure.
All right, I want to talk more about the beer, and I want to learn about Will-Powered IPA, too.
Yeah.
All right, here's what we're going to do. We're talking to Lee Chase. He's from Automatic Brewing Company, Blind Lady Ale House, and Tiger. Probably consulted at a brewery that you drink from, too. So hang in there. If you got questions, 888-401-BEER, and we'll be back in just a couple minutes with more from Lee Chase.
You're listening to the Brewcasters. On the Brewing Network. Since the first time the Brewing Network microphones turned on, More Beer was behind it. More Beer sponsors the programming on the BN because, like you, they love brewing. And like the Brewing Network, they love sharing their knowledge. Morebeer.com isn't just a website to place your next equipment or ingredient order. Morebeer.com also gives you access to free beer information that will make you a better brewer. Go to morebeer.com and click into the Learning Center. You'll find podcasts, technical facts, video tutorials, and more, including access to The Buzz, More Beer's social network of more than 5,000 members. And some of them might even be crazier about beer than you are. Get over to morebeer.com today and take advantage of The Buzz, the forum, the Learning Center, and make sure you're signed up to receive the newest More Beer catalog. More Beer, bringing you absolutely everything for beer making.
Hi, I'm Jamel Zanishev, and in addition to my work on the Brewing Network, I write the Style Profile column in every issue of Brew Your Own magazine.
Hi, I'm Sean Paxton, and when I'm not prepping for the Home Brewed Chef on the Brewing Network, you can find me writing articles on how to cook with your home brew for Brew Your Own magazine.
Greetings, cretins. This is John Palmer, and when I'm not writing for Brew Your Own, I'm reading it.
John Palmer, Sean Paxton, Jamil Zanishev. If you love listening to them on the Brewing Network, you'll love reading their articles, tips, and recipes in the pages of Brew Your Own magazine. Join Jamil, John, and Sean 8 times a year in Brew Your Own. And when you subscribe to BYO on the Brewing Network website, half of your subscription price goes right back to the BN to support great beer and food programming. So sign up for Brew Your Own magazine through the BN website today so you can listen and read your way to better homebrew.
Nico, listen, our lawyers said that we had to do this for 1 hour, and after this, we don't have to talk to each other for 3 more months to the next meeting.
Kids, come on, let's get out of here.
I'm supposed to have more lines, so I'm the professional. Hey, it's Sully.
And I'm Nico.
And we opened the 21st Amendment 9 years ago at 563 2nd Street in San Francisco, just 2 blocks from Giants Park, to make great beer and have a great time doing it.
That's right, because to us, the 21st Amendment is more than just the right to make beer. It's the right to experiment, to be innovative, and just do things differently. And so now, we're putting our craft beer in cans.
That's right, cans. You can find our world-famous Hell or High Watermelon Wheat Beer and Brew Free or Die IPA throughout California and Alaska.
And now it's also available on draft at select accounts in the Bay Area.
So next time you're at your local neighborhood pub or good beer store, be sure to ask for 21st Amendment in cans.
Because everyone likes it in the can.
Tasty crack cans.
Tasty crack can.
A vial of White Labs yeast is the key to your best beer. When you open a vial of White Labs yeast, you're giving your beer its best chance for a perfect fermentation. In addition to their already incredible variety of yeasts, White Labs is proud to announce WLP 90, San Diego's super yeast, now available year-round. WLP 90 is super clean, super fast fermenting, with low esters and has a neutral flavor and aroma profile. It's alcohol tolerant and highly flocculent. For more of the latest White Labs news, click over to whitelabs.com, where you can read reviews of yeast, learn in the lab section, and join the customer club. And if you should find yourself in San Diego, White Labs has a brand new training facility for craft brewers and home brewers alike. whitelabs.com. Discover yeast, nutrients, enzymes, and more for commercial breweries, home brewers, and homebrew stores. White Labs. It's all in the vial.
Williams Brewing is your online resource for prompt delivery of quality home brewing supplies. Since 1979, Williams Brewing has offered the finest equipment and freshest ingredients and the best customer service in the business. Cut hours off your brewing sessions by using one of our 11 varieties of famous Williams malt extract. Our Williams Belgian Pale Extract is mashed with pure Belgian 2-row malt and a small percentage of Belgian wheat malt for an authentic Belgian character you just can't get from other extracts. Or check out our unique fermenters, 2.5-gallon kegs, paintball tank-based draft beer equipment, bottling aids, and much more. We even have our own line of precision hydrometers. Go to williamsbrewing.com to browse our vast selection. That's williamsbrewing.com. Orders placed by 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time ship the same day. Brewing is easy. The Williams way.
This is www.thebrewingnetwork.com.
Sit down next to it, grab yourself a paper towel, and watch those yeast have sex.
You're listening to the Brewing Network.
The session.
Brewing up our next batch of radio gold.
Right now.
All right. Thank you for sticking with us, and welcome back to the program. You're listening to The Session, and we got Lee Chase on the line with us. He's from Blind Lady Ale House and Automatic Brewing Company. In fact, you can go right now to Blind Lady Ale House, I think it is, blindlady.blogspot.com, and check out the website, get a look for yourself. All sorts of information about what's happening and about their upcoming charity event with Will Ferrell. Lee, can you tell us about what's up with you and collaborating on some beer with Will Ferrell?
Well, we go way back.
Right, to your pedicab days.
Yeah.
Right.
I picked him up once as a fare, and our lives were changed.
Right.
Riding a pedicab. I was riding a pedicab.
Yeah. How do you get to know Will Ferrell?
It's kind of funny. He came in. He came into Blind Lady one day with one of our neighbors here at Blind Lady, a regular customer, is a good friend of his, and they went to school together, grew up together.
Okay.
And so he came in with our neighbor and friend, and was having lunch and hanging out. And I had just finished brewing a batch of beer on our 2-barrel system. Which is a total disaster, and if you're thinking about making a 2-barrel system, I'd recommend it. But you got to do what you got to do, so go for it too. You know,
right?
Some free consulting, thank you.
And so, I had to go run some errands. I think I was going up to White Labs or something, and I said, "Hey, nice to meet you." Because just through our neighbor friend, he's like, "Oh, it's Will Ferrell. How about that?" And so we said, "Hey, Will, our staff here is all kind of like holding their breath, gawking at you from in the kitchen."
Right.
They're all freaking out, peeing their pants a little bit, and if you want to get a picture with them, they would totally love it. And actually, the whole restaurant was basically full of I think every customer in the restaurant at this point in time was like, "Holy shit, Will Ferrell's eating pizza and drinking beers."
Right.
And no one really said anything. Nobody like swarmed him or anything. And then he, finished his lunch and got up and came over to, I think, our bartender or something and said, "Hey, you guys want to get a picture? This place is great." And then it kind of turned into, he took some photos with everybody and it made this newspaper headline, because San Diego is a pretty small town. So when Will Ferrell hangs out with a lady, it's a big deal,
Right.
And so I put a little blog post in our probably semi-dysfunctional blog for Automatic Brewing Company. And I said, it was a total just all-out lie. I said, Will Ferrell's been busting my balls to do a collaboration beer with him. So today we finally did it. And, you'll see this beer come out soon enough. And we called it Sex Panther Pale Ale.
Nice. Perfect.
San Diego reference from Anchorman. It was the cologne name in Anchorman. And it something like 40% of the time it works every time?
Oh, it's 60% of the time.
Yeah.
It works every time.
Come on, Lee.
There you go. A lot of fans in the room, Lee.
Yeah, well.
Thanks for making me feel bad.
All right.
Hey, you're the one that knows them.
But and then that total lie and bullshit turned into a couple phone calls and emails they sent over to us saying, "Hey, do you guys want to make a beer and do a little event?" And it's for a fundraiser for an organization he's a big supporter of and pretty tight with, called Cancer for College. And we're all pretty charitable people, and we thought, hell yes, this doesn't even take thinking twice about it. Let's do it.
Okay.
So the bullshit about the collaboration beer turned into actually talking about doing collaboration beer, and then like, "Hey, so Will, what do you want to brew? Let's do something." And so now we make he's a big IPA fan.
Okay.
And so we've had this, it went through a bunch of different names, but it finally wound up upon the Will-powered IPA, which kind of speaks to the benefits, fortitude of people that have survived cancer treatment and lost basically all their college savings and any life savings they have. They can actually the Cancer for College organization helps them pay for college tuition after surviving cancer. So
that's awesome.
It's a real organization. It does. It's just amazingly emotional and inspiring to hear these kids that have gone through this program with their scholarships, and it's just like, wow, you guys are making some serious, tangible changes in people, and that's nice to see.
People can go to cancerforcollege.org right now, and you can hear and see some of the stories that Lee is talking about. And it does look like a fantastic organization. There's ways to donate there. Cancerforcollege.org. Check it out. And so all the proceeds from Will-powered IPA, I assume, help out with this organization?
They do. Initially, we were brewing such small batches that we just did, we did one batch of beer that basically went out to just the people that were involved in this kind of this pub crawl event that we do.
Okay.
We put some into some growlers and sent it home with the people that were donors and supporters on the pub crawl, and then I think we drank the rest of it here within a couple hours because it doesn't go very far.
Right.
And yeah, but now we're making about 8.5 barrels in a batch, and I think we're going to have a couple batches come out this year. And hopefully, kind of as years or as our process gets more streamlined, we might be able to have a more regular occurrence of a great charitable beer like this come on tap. So it's an IPA. It fits San Diego for sure. And this one's a little different though. We did an oatmeal IPA, so it's been an oatmeal IPA for the Will Powered beer in all its incarnations, but the hops do change around a bit.
Tell me about the beer. What makes it an oatmeal IPA? I'm not sure I've ever had an oatmeal IPA.
Well, we kind of took some of the same ideas that we like about oatmeal stout, and there's like a nice soft texture to it. But I'm a huge, I don't know, I guess I'm somewhat fixated on mouthfeel of beers. Like, I just hate it when a beer has great flavor and great aroma and everything is perfect about it, but then there's just like this kind of raspy mouthfeel to it. And so I like what oats do to the beer, and I thought, you know what, let's do a really big IPA with a bunch of hop bitterness and kind of have this, just a nice hop bitterness bite to it, but then the finish is also just, not painful and agonizing over the course of a pint of beer. So.
Okay, I like that. Now you're speaking my language, Lee. Not too bitter. Tell me, can you talk us? Can we geek out a little bit, like just about the malt bill? What percentage of oats and what other malts are you using in there to get this mouthfeel that you're a stickler about?
Well, it's mostly organic. I use all organic malt too, as much as I can. So with all the automatic beers, we don't really talk about it too much, but it's mostly organic pale 2-row for the base malt, and there's about 10% oats, and there is actually a bit of some dextrose in there too. Okay. And shot for about 65 IBUs, so not like crazy, because this beer is mostly being drank by people who are supporting the charity, who are coming on our pub crawl on Saturday.
Okay.
And within that, there's a little bit of concern that everyone might get super shit-faced in a hurry.
Right.
And we don't want to necessarily dumb it down, because we like to respect the style and have fun with it, but we're not trying to knock anybody's dick in the dirt too early on either. We got to ride with them on a bus, so some guy puking next to you is some guy next to you the deliciously hoppy beer that you just gave him. So
pretty sure that the official shirt of the event should say Will Powered IPA. It won't knock your dick in the dirt.
Too early.
Too early.
Too soon. Eventually. Well, Lee, what is the ABV? You didn't mention it.
It's just about 7. So it's not.
That's pretty up there. Yeah, sure.
I mean, I'm actually drinking a pale ale we made. It was dry hop with a bunch of Citra, and it's 6.5%. And this is, in San Diego, I don't think you can call a 6.5% dry hop, super hoppy pale ale an IPA, because, it's San Diego. So.
Yeah, that's a blonde ale for you guys down there.
So really, they start at 7? Is that it? Is that what you're saying?
I think so. Wow. But, there are other IPAs around that are if it's under 7, I think, people go, really? You're putting an IPA out that's under 7, huh?
Right. You have to answer that. I see.
This is right on the edge.
I'm surprised to hear that Will likes IPA. I thought he was a old Milwaukee guy.
Yeah.
He likes to joke about old Milwaukee, and he likes to drink IPA.
I see.
Yeah, so we were talking with Will a little bit. With Lee a little bit, thinking we might get a little access to Will on the show here. It didn't happen, but we were all prepared, because the rumor is that he offered for free to produce some old Milwaukee commercials, and they took him up on it.
Yep.
And there's a couple of them on YouTube. You got one there, Moscow, we could listen to?
Yep. Pot it up.
There you go.
When I'm not too busy being a big-time Hollywood phony, I like to come out here to Davenport, sit on my favorite log, and crack open a ice-cold old Milwaukee. Something I do. Well, truth be told, I've never been to Davenport. This is my first time, but it's something I want to do, I mean, it looks like something that'd be fun to do. Come out here and sit on a log and drink old Milwaukee.
That's good. The best one, there's no audio to it, even, but barely any. It's really great. Just look up the Old Milwaukee commercial. That's Will walking through a field of golden wheat, golden barley.
Yeah.
With an Old Milwaukee in his hand.
For the Super Bowl.
And he just keeps walking toward the camera and walking toward the camera. And by the time he hits his mark so he can speak to us, the time's up. And he gets cut off like right in. You hear one consonant come out of his mouth.
Yeah.
And your Super Bowl commercials are very expensive.
Right. Right.
You know.
Well, how do you turn down a super mega star like Will Ferrell to say, oh, no, we don't need you to do commercials?
Even if he's messing with you, you still say yes.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and we did say yes. I think you're talking about what we did here at Blind Lady, aren't you? No.
Yeah. So
big down to like Old Milwaukee. Our batch size is similar.
Right.
We often get you guys confused. It's just, Yeah.
Process is the same. We use the same ingredients.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Lee, what kind of yeast are you using in your beers?
It's usually I'm pretty tight with the White Labs guys. Just haven't done a bunch of consulting up there for them and some of their growth and expansion. Mm-hmm. And if I'm buying yeast, I'm definitely buying it from them because they're close by. They have a killer selection, and they're nice, reliable yeast. And I can also just drive there and get it in about 10 minutes. Awesome resource. Possibly what has certainly helped make San Diego one of the best brewing cities on the planet.
Yeah.
Having White Labs right there. And, but actually, Chris is probably going to be like, hey man, what the fuck? But I actually borrow yeast from, my fellow brewers pretty often. I just kind of say, hey man, here's what I'm looking for. And, do you have some of this handy? And somebody does. And usually there's like a couple beers involved while I'm getting the yeast. And
it's a social trip. Huh?
You're still doing small enough batches, I guess, that a nice healthy pitch from a friendly brewer is the way to go.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. And San Diego's got a lot of friendly brewers, so a lot of, really good, reliable beer. I think a word of advice would be like borrow yeast from people who you, really like drinking their beers and they're clean and delicious.
Right.
You're not doing yourself any favors.
That is a good pro tip right there. Be selective with your friends.
Well, I don't know. That beer didn't turn out real well, but let me get the yeast from it anyway. I'm sure it'll be fine in my beer.
I can fix it.
Well, because we've all got really good friends. They're nice people.
Sure.
Maybe their beer just isn't all that great.
Right.
Yeah. And it's okay, yeah, it's free, but if it's free and not super reliable, it's totally not worth it, so.
Right.
Like, great, thanks for fucking up, a couple weeks of my life.
Yeah, sure. And the rest of the beer wasn't free, so you're still spending money one way or another.
Right.
If you're throwing it down the drain.
But, yeah, like those, the White Labs do some good yeast, and there's a ton of varieties and stuff, so I'm actually, I think I wouldn't say run my course with some of the yeast strains that I'm getting through friends, but I'm also feeling like, my friends aren't using as interesting yeast as I'd like to. So, except for maybe the guys at Society. So, if you're listening to this, Society guys, maybe we could trade a little yeast for something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's our good buddy Dougie.
Yeah, we can help you out.
Yeah,
Dougie over there. They are good dudes, and they make some nice beer right now.
Yeah, Doug has really nice legs too.
Yeah, those nutters.
Yeah.
There's only one person who wears nutters better than Dougie, and that's Will Ferrell.
Right.
In that basketball one. Hey, you did mention this. I want to make sure that people have the charity information. You mentioned the pub crawl, and that's this Saturday, December 15th, the 3rd annual Will Ferrell Craft Beer Bus.
Yep, it's pretty awesome. We're going to basically a bunch of 120 people get and cruise around, drink some beers, and cruise around again, drink some beers, and cruise around again and drink some beers.
And does Will go on and host this bus with you guys?
Yeah, we gave him this kind of like adorned bullhorn. We put stickers all over this thing, and actually one of the things I wrote is kind of this little subtle joke to self, but one of the original names for the Will-powered IPA was going to be called Boner City IPA.
Nice, yes.
Sounds like something I would name an IPA.
Yeah.
Boner City. And then it got changed, but that's okay. So he has the Boner City bullhorn that we give him to basically say whatever he wants and yell at people that are on the streets and criticize the style guidelines of certain auto repairmen and what have you.
Right. And I can't tell if that would be a nightmare for Will Ferrell or if he actually enjoys the day doing that.
I think he enjoys it quite a bit. Here's I don't know if this turns him on, but this is what I thought was probably the most awesome / ridiculous juxtaposition of how things work when you're Will Ferrell and you can just kind of do whatever the fuck you want.
Right.
Shows up to Blind Lady in the morning, and the mayor of San Diego comes and meets him, shakes his hand, has a beer, says, "Hey, I'm gonna declare today Cancer for College Day in San Diego. You guys are doing a great thing." And so that's the mayor. Basically, I think it's the mayor basically going for a free beer.
Right.
Right. He's like, "Hey, man, I'm going to go meet Will Ferrell and hang out. I'm just going to go ahead and declare it Cancer for College Day, too, because
while I'm at it.
The fucking mayor.
Because he's the man in San Diego."
About 5 hours goes by, and we have been cruising around the bus and tasting, I don't know, we're drinking pints of beer and what have you. And we stop at Livewire, have some beers at Livewire, stop at Tiger, have some beers there. As we get back to kind of our home base at Blind Lady Ale House, we take a little detour into the neighborhood of the Normal Heights residential section here, and he decides, like, "Hey, pull over at that house. I'm going to go see if that dude over there has got any beers in his fridge."
Nice.
So we randomly jump up and knock on the door of a guy, and it's Will Ferrell, just like, "Hey, man, how you doing? My name's Will. And what's your name?" And kind of does a little like on the spot quick interview with whoever opened the door, and it's like, "Look, hey, we're kind of thirsty. There's about 120 of us. How many beers do you have in your fridge?" And so then he grabs a few beers, and next thing you know, we're like come across a 7-year-old kid in an alley in the dirt, and we're just drinking beers with Will Ferrell in the dirt in an alley. And hours ago, we were hanging out with the mayor.
Wow. Yeah.
Full circle.
I wonder how it would be to hang out with Will Ferrell and Bill Murray. Because Bill Murray does the same exact kind of nonsense. Like, he's known for crashing parties.
They would out creep each other all day.
You an official here? Because you have officially given me a boner.
Yeah. Just spend the whole day out creeping each other.
Oh, man.
I would love that.
Or they'd be completely normal. They would just balance each other out and go, "Yeah, well, I really think the stock market is on a rebound right now."
That's right. Is there room left on the bus for anybody?
There isn't now, but if you kind of like what Cancer for College is doing and can support them, that would be awesome. And they will probably send you an invitation if you're a regular kind of contributor supporter to give you the early access to some of the tickets. So as at Blind Lady, we really don't have access to too many tickets because they want to stoke out their heavy hitter contributors.
Okay.
Well, but, we are press. I don't know if you knew that or not, Lee.
Right. We already have a very big event happening in downtown Martinez that day, JP.
Oh, we do?
Where we are the celebrities.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, the clean up the streets of Martinez.
I was going to say, and by celebrities he means we have to pick up all everybody's crap.
Yeah, we'll be wiping up the
and
puke.
get molested by the Martians.
Yeah.
That's right.
Is there downtown to Martinez, or is that just where the stoplight is?
Lee, how dare you?
It's actually a stop sign.
Stop sign.
There are no lights in downtown Martinez.
Yeah, once the sun goes down, it's all or nothing.
I'll have you know, this was once the home of a famous frontiersman,
George Martinez.
Right. John Muir.
Oh.
JP.
Oh. Well, then why is there that bronze statue of a guy selling a pack of oranges on the corner?
That's George Martinez.
Oh, okay.
I thought Joe DiMaggio was from
Joe DiMaggio too.
was from Martinez.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So is the martini. And I'm not kidding. It really is.
That's true. Well,
that's a point of contention.
That's
really?
right. It is one of
Come
the
on, let's
places
hang on to that. Here. Come on.
It's all
we got. Come on.
Damn it.
You know it's not real when there's a plaque on the corner of an auto parts store that, declaring the Martinez the home of the martini. You can read the plaque and then get your oil filter.
Yeah.
That's great.
Hey, Lee.
yeah, and I guess John Muir lived here, too.
That's what I said.
Oh, I wasn't listening. Sorry.
Hey, Lee, you've heard of this beer, Arrogant Bastard, right?
Yep.
I'm like kind of an amateur home brewer here, and I'm trying to make that beer. What do you think the specialty malts are in that beer?
Well, it's hard to recall.
You fucker. Mitch still got a hold of you already, huh?
Hard
Okay.
to recall.
All right, never mind.
Actually, I can say that within the about 1,000 different homebrew incarnation ways to clone it, some of those are pretty close.
So
what does that do for me?
Lee,
Which one is?
We've tried to. We have a show on the Brewing Network called Can You Brew It, and we've tried to clone it 4 times. And by the way, Mitch comes on the show
4 times. He's done it
and helps us. He's given us a recipe for every other stone beer we want, but as you know, that's their top secret one. And every year at the National Homebrewers Conference, we bring him our newest version, and every year he says, "It's pretty darn close." But that's all he'll do. So,
actually, if I can kind of nerd out on some of the, I don't know, what the technical side of brew it, I think that's the best you're going to get is pretty darn close. And there's within a recipe, there's all of the process. And sometimes people are like, hey, I kind of, as a consultant, I've kind of made it a point to say I will not make your beer recipes for you, but I do really want to consult on the process and how you can take whatever beer you want to make and not fuck it up between concept and bottling and filtering and everything else. And the process is really, really important on what the recipe is. And I don't know how many people kind of factor that in, but it's huge, and it's pretty much what makes the difference between you taking the exact same ingredients. You can probably take the wort. You could probably take the chilled wort from Stone, and you would still get pretty darn close. You can't take that stuff home on your scale with your temperature control and your fermenters, and it's going to come out perfectly the same.
Yeah. That makes a good point.
Well, that's what I was saying all along, is even if I did clone the beer, it could be a somewhat different recipe, but based on my equipment and process, I came up with a beer that tasted like Arrogant Bastard.
Exactly.
So I wouldn't have the recipe, I would just have the process. Well, I can't share the process, so it's all about the recipe. So
yeah.
And that's, we learned. Go ahead.
I think we're losing Lee.
When we moved, so now the Lost Apple, and we moved into a bigger brewery up in Mosquito. We changed a ton of the process. We had to do an entirely different brew house, and within that different brew house, things changed on us. Even though we kind of felt like we kind of knew what we were doing, we also knew that there's no way we can know what we're doing until we brew, at least a few batches of beer on the system. So.
Test the process, yeah.
Well, let me just recap that real quickly. You were cutting out a little bit, but when you moved the brew house up to Escondido, you said you had to change a whole bunch of things. You were making some different beer. You had to change the process to get it right again. Is that basically what you said there?
Yeah, and the baseline process kind of stayed the same. We wanted to keep it, we wanted to wind up with the same beer, but the efficiencies of the system changed so much that we had to really alter. If you just gave somebody use this many pounds of this and this many pounds of that, that does not translate at all. It didn't translate. We changed dramatically how we used the ingredients for the same batch. So the process has a lot to do with it. And I think you're right, Tasty. I think that you're saying if you just use a completely different ingredients or in different quantities and you come up with the same tasting beer, that's pretty much what it's about. It's that's what you have to do to get to that character on your system. It's going to be different than anyone else's.
All right, Lee, I'm sorry we don't have more time. We got another interview to do today, too. But, hey, listen, if you ever make it up to the Bay Area and got a little time, we'd love to have you in the studio and talk more beer with you, man.
We've only scratched the surface.
Right.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I'm glad to be on. And Good talking with you guys. I'm stoked. I just finally discovered Brewing Network, and I'm going to be on this shit all the time now. So
awesome! Yeah, we actually do some good stuff. So check it out, and hopefully you'll learn something. We're your new virtual consultant, Lee.
Ooh,
yeah.
Today, and I was like, hell yeah, that guy's awesome. I like that guy a lot. So
awesome. Very nice. Yeah. Good luck with Willpower IPA and Cancer for College. You owe us a Will Ferrell interview that we'll be cashing in at some point in the future.
It was a bad choice. Well, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Lee. Take care, buddy.
All right, Lee.
Thanks, soon.
There you go. Lee Chase, everybody. You can check him out over at blindlady.blogspot.com or automaticbrewingco.blogspot.com. That's the brewery portion of it. And Lee's a good dude. We did just kind of scratch the surface. If we had him in here with some beers in front of us, I have a feeling that he'd be a great guy to walk us through troubleshooting of beers, and it sounds like a big process dude. Be able to help us out with that, too. All right, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, Adam Carolla, one of my longtime broadcasting idols, is going to be on the program. We're going to talk about Mangria. We're going to drink us some Mangria.
Yes.
And see what's happening with Adam Carolla. Unless we get celebrity stood up twice in the same program.
I'm looking forward to get man inside of me.
Moscow, what do you think the chances are 2 celebrity stand-ups in one night?
After that Skype call and that stupid slow-mo, 110%.
Hang in there. It's The Session. We'll be back.
You're listening to the Brewcasters. On the Brewing Network.
Brewers Publications is thrilled to announce the release of For the Love of Hops, a practical guide to aroma, bitterness, and the culture of hops by Stan Hieronymus. For the Love of Hops is a resource for brewers of all experience levels. It explains the nature of hops, their origins, and how brewers can really maximize their positive attributes throughout the brewing process. Ken Grossman from Sierra Nevada Brewing Company says,
"This book is an amazing compendium on the hop, written at a level of detail that will captivate historians, chemists, and brewers alike."
For the Love of Hops is available now from Brewers Publications at brewerspublications.com. Order your copy today and wrap yourself in the binds of bitterness with everyone's favorite brewing ingredient, the love of hops.
What was Al Capone's official profession?
I know. Your next homebrew club meeting, beer tasting, or weekly hangout just got a lot more fun with a brand new pub trivia board game from University Games. In the new pub trivia, teams of 2 to 10 can go up against 1,000 new questions in 5 different categories. No drinking required, so everyone can play pub trivia. Sports, science, history, entertainment. There's something for all trivia lovers in the new Pub Trivia board game. You can find Pub Trivia at your local Walmart store or online at rugame.com. That's rugame.com. Bring home everyone's favorite bar quiz game tonight with the brand new Pub Trivia board game from University Games. Online at rugame.com.
Okay, what is Madonna's last name?
Hi, I'm Jason Harris, the proud owner here at Keystone Homebrew Supply. We're thrilled to be entering our 20th year of supplying this great industry, and to show you, the Brewing Network Army, how much we appreciate your support, we're offering you 10% off your first order on our website, KeystoneHomebrew.com. Just use coupon code BNARMY at checkout, and I'll get your order out the same day. My goal at Keystone Homebrew Supply has always been to have a complete supply of everything a brewer could want. When you place your order online or when you come into our store, it's our goal to have everything on your list and more. One aspect of KeystoneHomebrew.com that we're really excited about is the ability to fulfill customers' exact grain bills. Do you hate to wait? Keystone Homebrew Supply can get your precious yeast and hops to you within just one day if you live between Connecticut and Virginia, and within 2 days east of the Mississippi. KeystoneHomebrew.com. Coupon code BNARMY. I'm Jason Harris, and I approve this message.
Hey, my brewing brothers and sisters. This is Jamel Zanishev, and I want to tell you about my favorite Heretic beer, Shallow Grave Porter. I love the rich, malty character of this beer. While full and rich, Shallow Grave has an easy drinking finish that isn't too sweet. I've always loved my homebrew porter recipe, so when it's time to brew Heretic Shallow Grave, I started with that in mind. But I tweaked it with all my latest recipe ideas. Just like in homebrewing, I made sure we used only the finest malts that would produce the ideal flavor for this beer. We used select British malts to get the rich chocolate and caramel flavors, and we spared no expense. The result is a beer as dark as a moonless night, with hints of vanilla, coffee, and chocolate, perfect for a cool evening out in the woods. Cheers.
What'd you get? More brewing ingredients?
Yep. You know what I love about Brewmaster's Warehouse?
The $6.99 shipping?
Well, yeah, but...
Oh, the in-store classes for beginning brewers.
Yeah, that's cool, but...
Oh, the Brew Builder. Creating and saving your recipes online is awesome!
No, yes, but...
The cheese-making supplies.
No.
Oh, the wine-making supplies. Oh, the distilling equipment and liquor flavorings.
All that stuff is awesome, yes, but what I really love is that the guy who runs it is totally hot. And that Brew Builder software is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Brewmaster's Warehouse brings you flat rate shipping on great equipment and ingredients to make beer, wine, cheese, and spirits at brewmasterswarehouse.com. And if you're in Georgia, stop by Brewmaster's Warehouse Monday through Saturday from 10 to 6. Visit brewmasterswarehouse.com today because it's totally hot.
Oh, yeah.
What's funny is brewers will say, yeah, I don't brew to style. I'm brewing my own beer. And it's like a German Pilsner, but it's black. Yeah, it's a sports beer. You know?
The home of live beer radio.
TheBrewingNetwork.com.
Because like beer,
radio shouldn't suck. You're listening to The
Session.
tuned into this session.
Because life's too short to listen to crappy radio.
All right, welcome back to the program, everyone. Thanks for sticking with us through the break. Also, thanks to Lee Chase for hanging out with us a little bit, talking about all of his projects. Blind Lady Ale House, Automatic Brewing, Tiger. He's a busy brewing man, and we thank him for spending some time on here. And it's nice to see him doing a little Will-powered IPA.
Yeah, it sounds real good.
With Will Ferrell.
Oatmeal IPA.
Yeah, it does sound good. All right, with us right now, we've got the great Adam Carolla. Should be hanging out on the line. Adam, you with us?
I am. Thanks for having me.
Hey, it's great to have you on the program, man. I am a longtime fan. Thanks for being with us. Now,
it's my pleasure. I'm in my car driving out to the Irvine Improv, so I'm sorry I'm not on a landline.
That's okay. That's how we get our celebrities, in between doing other things that are more important. So, it's fine. If we hear you pull over at a gas station and get asked for $5, we know it's just that you're busy, man. You know.
Yes, I'm thinking about it.
And that you're in Irvine.
Right. What are you on your way? You got a show to do tonight?
Yeah, doing a live podcast from Irvine tonight, and actually tomorrow night and the next night, and then Hollywood Improv if anyone wants to come out.
So what happens at the live? Is it just it's like the regular Adam Carolla show? You just record it in front of a live audience then?
Yeah, basically, it's a lot like in radio when they would do live shows, except for there's human beings there and they're not idiots, and it's nice because we do it at night. When you do a morning show at Senior Pepe's at 7:45, it's not pretty seeing guys doing tequila shots before 8 a.m. But this is nice. It's a club. It's we do 90 minutes and set it up just like a podcast. Have a guest, usually get a stand-up comedian to come in and hang out with us, and just do it like a live podcast.
I love it. It's a great idea, and it is a lot like how radio used to be.
Good.
Now, I grew up listening to you, Adam, when you did Love Lines, probably like a lot of your fans. I was a kid then. Not that I'm trying to age you, but you
guys will be happy to know that Dr. Drew and I are reuniting and doing a podcast together. So a lot of the old Love Line fans that miss Dr. Drew and myself together can find us once again at AdamCarolla.com or iTunes if they want.
Yeah, I love this news, and I just saw it in prepping for the interview today. And I'm going to be honest about why I love it. And I would say this to Drew, and I think he would accept my analysis too. And that is that the show just hasn't been the same since Adam left. There was something about the chemistry between Adam and Drew, and I'm happy for Drew that he kept doing the show. I think it's an important show for young people to get to have access to a doctor like that. But I don't know, Scorpion or whoever the hell his host has been every time. There's always somebody new, and I don't like it. So.
I just like hearing the words nocturnal emission on the air.
Yeah.
Listen, without sounding like a douchebag, whenever anyone would ask me what the secret to the success and they'd always want to talk about format, I tell them the secret to the success is me and Drew and our chemistry and the way we work together. That's the success. It's not the format.
Right.
The format is answering phone calls with every single radio show since they were sponsored by Chesterfield and Lucky Strike.
Right.
That's the format. It's not the format. It's who's in the format.
Right.
And I was good at it, and Drew was good at it, and I worked well with him, and I understood how he worked, and we had a good chemistry. And I tried to explain to people, when I leave, you're not going to just duplicate this. It's impossible.
Right.
It doesn't come along that often. But look, it's like you take the Man Show. The Man Show was laid out formatically. We had the juggy dance squad girls. We had the chicks on trampolines.
All great stuff. All great stuff.
We had all the bits that we did. It was all laid out. It was a perfectly laid out template. And then Jimmy and I left, and two other people came in And by the way, the producer, Stone Stanley, finally got a chance to actually get their hands on the show and do some top-notch producing. And that's what you got.
Right.
So is it the format? No, it's the individuals. And, of course, Loveline is not going to be what it was when I leave because I'm me.
Right. But you're right, and it is the chemistry between two people, and that's been going on in entertainment throughout history. It's how the two people interact.
Yeah, it's always that way, and then it's also ability too. Like, let's face it, they're not going to find somebody who can do what I do. They're just not going to find them. No. I hate to sound like a douche, but what I do is something that most people can't do, and you can't expect to find that. When I left, or when I was leaving, they were like, we went young, we went Latino, we went fast on their feet, and I said, well, good luck to you. I don't know any 22-year-old super funny Mexican guys who are fast on their feet, but enjoy. Enjoy that search.
Right. As soon as you find them, you probably will have a winner.
Right.
Right.
Yes, I can guarantee you're not. By the way, when I left Loveline, I was the only one who knew it wasn't going to work as well as it did with me. The program director was glad to see the guy who talked too much leave.
Right. They were convinced that you were the douche of the show.
Right.
I hear that a lot about radio. Is that a lot of program directors and management, they don't understand how to market the talent.
Yeah, how do they
don't
keep
get
their jobs? I don't understand.
They don't understand talent. They understand formats.
Right.
They work with formats. They don't work with talent.
So that kind of brings me to, after some time doing television and some other things, you did come back to radio. In fact, we were on the same format as you. We were on Free FM for a few years. They dicked us around the same way with everybody else, moving time slots, changing formats, firing program directors who didn't get it in the first place. But you did go back to FM radio. You did morning radio for a while. Obviously with some shoes to fill. Everybody knows it was after Stern left. Are you happier now that you don't have to deal with the terrestrial bullshit and you're just a podcast?
Well, I am, because I'm profitable. I don't know how it would feel if I wasn't profitable. And yeah, I went straight from Loveline to mornings. I didn't take. That's basically why I stopped doing Loveline.
Okay.
Was to go do the morning. And no, I don't have any desire to go back to terrestrial radio or any other form of radio. On the other hand, there's always a price that will get me out of bed in the morning and get me over there. So if anyone's listening and has a checkbook. But
right.
No, I turned down a multi-year, multi-million-dollar radio deal a couple of years ago because I felt pretty strongly about what I was doing in the podcast world, and so far I've been happy with that decision.
Are you ever embarrassed about... Now, obviously, we're a podcast over here, too, and I get asked all the time from people of a much lesser status than you and the celebrities you might know, you guys do radio. Where is that at? Oh, well, it's on the internet. Oh, it's on the internet. Okay, yeah. And it's a little dismissive. Do you still find that happening?
Well, it's weird. There's people that have heard of it and understand it, and people that don't and won't. For me, being, a big fish in a small pond, being sort of, being recognized as one of the few successful podcasts kind of makes you, it makes you a hot blonde in a small school with fat chick.
Right.
I don't know if you're going to win Miss America or anything, but you'll definitely have your dance cards filled on a Friday night. So
yeah.
It's kind of cool. For me, I don't get that so much because I get to be the one that broke out. Like so people that don't know anything about podcasting go, oh, I hear your one is doing real good though. Like, I don't know how this works. What is frustrating for me I live in Los Angeles, and I run into a lot of people, and they go like, "Man, I loved your morning show, man. I'm such a huge fan of your morning show. I miss it so much. You know, I wish you would bring it back." And I go to AdamCarolla.com or go to iTunes. You can have it every day for free.
Right.
And I go, "Yeah, I'm not a computer person." I go, "Listen, you miss my show so much. You got you through your commute. I'm telling you, just go to AdamCarolla.com or iTunes and click on it. You know, yeah, I'm not really one of those mouse guys." Like, okay, all right. Well, first off, how big a fan are you?
Right.
Secondly, you can't navigate iTunes. There's pictures.
Well, and
click on pictures.
Third of all, what do you do for a living that you can't function a computer to find something on the internet?
Or have you ever used a cell phone in your life?
Right.
Yeah. Yes, that you're allegedly in love with and miss terribly. And by the way, I'm sure you watch 26 hours of porn on that computer every week. So I'm sure you know your way around it.
Click on a few things. I can figure out the porn. Okay, that's easy. That's not a terrible comparison.
Well, maybe that's the way to get. Go ahead.
Everyone turns into a genius when it comes to porn. It's funny when it comes to porn and the computer. Everyone's Bill Gates, and then it's like junkies with drugs. Like they can't hold a job down, but they can support a $200 a day habit.
Right. Oh, they'll figure all that out. That's
all right.
There's a lot of little kids with sneakers to steal.
Sure.
You're doing more than the Adam Carolla Show, and even more than the Adam and Drew Show over on the Ace Network. You can go to AdamCarolla.com, by the way, and check it out. All this information that we're talking about is available there. Plus, you get some video highlights of other interviews with Adam and all the podcasts. But you're also, now you come from originally if I'm not mistaken, a construction background before broadcasting. And
not my family, but me, yeah.
You personally, right. And so now you're doing Ace on Home Improvement Show?
I do a home improvement show called Ace on the House. I do CarCast, an automotive show, because that's another sort of hobby, passion of mine.
Right.
And I got a little product called Mangria, which is taking the nation by storm.
Taking this studio by storm right now, too.
Yeah.
Taking my liver by
tried
storm.
it?
We got it in front of us right now. I'm about to take my first sip. It's been on ice while we've been blabbing.
Yeah, ice is nice, and sometimes the lady folk like to give it a little shot of 7-Up or orange juice, but for the fellas, ice is usually enough.
Yeah, I had some earlier.
Did you cut it? Did you step on it with anything?
I would have, I think cutting it a little bit might have made it a little more my style, but...
Right.
She made a face.
I did make a face, but let me tell you, if I'm looking to get drunk, that's the way to do it.
I would have cut it, but I don't have any baby laxative.
I'll tell you this. Take a couple of sips of it. I mean, if you take your first sip, you'll realize it's 21% alcohol.
That's it is hot. It has the alcohol heat to it.
But only for the first couple sips, he's right.
But by your third sip, you won't taste the alcohol nearly as much.
It's true.
That's how I like my drinks. Once you've burnt your palate, it starts to taste palatable.
Then it's fine.
So, Adam, you joining us in this, too?
Yeah, while he's driving.
If he's passing through Santa Ana almost to Irvine, he's probably okay.
You could crack one bottle of Mangria.
I actually just pulled into Irvine, and I will be partaking in a nice glass when I go up on stage.
There you go.
Now, can you look manly with ice in your drink, in your wine?
It's a good question.
Because you can do it. You do it in a rocks glass, and
like a low ball or something.
Doing a low ball with some ice in there, and you'll be in pretty good shape.
Tell me the impetus behind Mangria. How did this come about?
Sitting around my kitchen, splash of red wine left in the bottle, not wanting to get dressed and go back down the hill and go buy more booze, wanting to catch a buzz, basically being an alcoholic, just dumping a little vodka in with my red wine and then realizing it kind of tasted like ass. So I dumped a little orange juice in and stirred it up, and I put a little lemon in, and I put some ice, and I just announced I invented something called Mangria. And I just laughed about it. I made batches for it, for Kimmel's 4th of July party. I'd make a batch of, Mangria.
Right.
And bring it with me, and people liked it. It was fun. It was just float, take an orange wedge and put it on the side of the glass, or squeeze a little orange juice, little orange in there and stuff. And people started dumping, they'd dump a little Red Bull. You can dump Red Bull in there. You can dump, like I said, 7-Up. You can dump a little seltzer water, or whatever you want. And my wife actually does grape sparkling Martinelli.
Oh, wow.
And just a taste, literally just like a teaspoon of it on top to smooth it right out. But I was just having fun with it, and I had a winemaker out of Napa say, hey, I can make you this stuff. Like, this guy's a scientist, and he makes wine, and he says, I'll make this for you.
Wow.
And you design the label, I'll make it. And, that was 25,000 bottles ago. We've shipped 25,000 bottles of this stuff in a couple of months.
That's amazing.
So people are digging it.
It's because you're the man brand, Carolla. You got the man brand. You can put man in front of almost anything, like a show or a bottle of wine, and we're all going to buy it. That's what happens.
Well, I'm hoping, the good news, the thing I've realized, whether it's a podcast, or whether it's a bottle of Mangria, you can get anyone to sample anything.
Right.
They'll try it. They'll try the Mangria. They'll buy the first book. They'll check out the podcast. But if it's not there, it's not there.
Right.
And obviously, if you want to sell a few thousand cases of this stuff, you got to get them to buy a second bottle. You got to get them to listen to the podcast and say to a friend, hey, you got to check this out, rather than don't bother.
Right.
And you've got to get them to taste Mangria and then buy a bottle for their father-in-law, because they know they're going to dig it.
You're
you know
right.
What I mean?
Yep.
So if you try to burn people short term, like, I'm going to give them some bullshit that, I'll make a few bucks off of, but it's not, kind of a novelty item. There's no word of mouth on that.
Right. Absolutely. You have to fulfill the dream.
Yeah, like that Michael Jordan cologne.
Yeah, where did that go?
Yeah.
Exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, so the thing about, Mangria is, I really took my time with it, and I work with a winemaker who's, very serious about it, and as you can see from the cork and the bottle and the quality of the product, it's not a BS product. It's not a novelty product.
Right. You didn't go the box wine route.
Right.
You needed real glass and cork for this.
Although there is a renaissance of glass wine or
box wine
and screw cap wine, so that might have been a good way to go.
Wow.
You have your own handle for your half liter.
That'll be Mangria. Right. That'll be Mangria Ghetto.
Yeah. In 20 years, when Carolla's just on his deathbed, he's like, "Look, I need money for burial. Let's go. Let's get box wine Mangria out there."
You're putting Carolla on his deathbed in 20 years?
Well,
20 years.
He's an alcoholic.
Okay.
Shit happens.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I got to go do this live show in about 4 minutes.
All right. Tell us where people can buy Mangria.
They can go to buymangria.com.
There we go. Make it easy,
man.
That's it.
Adam's
a professional.
Check it out.
Adam's always been a genius.
Thanks, guys, for the support.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for being on the show. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. Good luck tonight, buddy.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Take care.
All right, man.
There you go. Adam Carolla, Mangria. You can go to buymangria.com because he knows that we're a bunch of dummies and you got to make it easy.
Yeah, we should have listentothebn.com.
Yeah.
Where did I listen to the BN? Well, guess what?
How do you find it?
Yeah. Find the BN.
Oh, you got to turn on your computer. You have to open up iTunes.
But wait for it all to finish boating up because, if you don't have internet connection, it's not going to work.
You have to click 2 buttons. All right. Well, that was a treat, Moscow. Thanks for getting Carolla on the program today.
Yep.
1 celebrity out of 2. Not too shabby.
He was right, though. After the third drink, you taste a lot less boozy and more orangey.
Right.
Definitely taste the citrus. I still didn't enjoy it, but but that doesn't mean somebody else might not.
Well, the thing is, I honestly, I'm being honest here.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad. I don't drink liquor in general. So, I mean, I'll drink a little bit of wine, but wine's not even 20%, right? We're talking 12%
No, it's like
here.
14.
So you get up above that, and I don't like that alcohol flavor in almost anything.
Yeah.
Short of that flavor being in here, I'm not picking out anything else wrong with it. It tastes like a cocktail. It tastes like a nice cocktail, but I just don't drink cocktails.
It tastes like a little oxidized wine, like a little raisiny. But I think the benefit of putting it on ice is that as the ice melts, it'll cut it. So it's not as strong tasting.
Right.
I'd like to taste it right out of the
Mix
bottle.
that with some 7-Up, though.
Hell yeah.
I will be a happy girl.
Yeah.
Word.
I will be knocked up.
WURD. Word.
Umlaut.
Right.
Be a good first date.
I guess at 21%, yeah. Couple
It's a
glasses.
panty dropper, yeah, for sure.
I'm ready to drive. I'll tell you that right now. I'm ready to just speed on the freeway right now.
Just get right out.
Get that half a bottle of Mangria. Take it with you.
Yeah.
On the freeway.
You can keep it.
No, on the freeway.
Bring it home. All right, let's do this. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we got to wrap up our Twitter game and a few other things. It's The Session. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Brewcasters on the Brewing Network.
Where can you still find $7.95 nationwide shipping, a friendly, knowledgeable staff, and all of the stuff to brew for less? Homebrew Stuff.
Isn't the Homebrew Stuff a sexual maneuver?
Homebrew Stuff is the largest homebrew supplier in the Northwest and can be found in Garden City, Idaho, and online at homebrewstuff.com. Equipment and ingredients for brewing beer and wine, soda and liquors, books, instructional DVDs, beginner kits, and a great selection of grain and hops. Homebrew Stuff also has dozens of free videos online to help make brewing easier. Visit homebrewstuff.com now for the best prices with their match or beat guarantee. BN Army members can take 10% off their first order with the coupon code BNARMY. Kegs, regulators, faucets, towers, carboys, conicals, barrels, you name it. Get your homebrew stuff for less at homebrewstuff.com. Homebrew Stuff. Not a sexual maneuver. Just the best prices and great service on all the stuff you need. Homebrewstuff.com.
That's it. I've had it. I am never putting hops in my beer again.
What? Why?
It's just too ridiculous. Insane prices, stupid contracts, high shipping costs, crappy selection.
Dude, you need Nico Brew.
Nico Brew will rock your f***ing face right the f*** off your f***ing skull. $5 shipping to all 50 states. Plus fantastic international rates get you low prices on Nico Brew's great selection of hops and more. Whether you're a home brewer, a pro brewer, or a homebrew shop owner, Nico Brew can get you the hops you need in increments big and small. Single orders, spot buys, or full contracts. And there's only one place to join the uber special secret elite bare bones club where you'll get the best deals anywhere.
Holy f***ing shit.
NicoBrew.com. NIKOBREW. Nico Brew, your bare bones buddy in the brewing business.
Tonight is the night.
We bring the creature to life, Dr. Blickmanstein?
Yes, J.P. Gore. Everything is perfect for my next fermented creation.
My father, the storm is too far away. We'll never have enough power to isomerize the creature's alpha acid.
Yes, J.P. Gore, we will. For I have in my possession the Tower of Power.
Blickman's new Tower of Power is the evolution of automation. Control hot liquor, sparge, and mash temps like a pro. The Tower of Power is a high-quality gas-fired rim system that works with your current brewing setup. With ultra-precision, the tower can hold your mash to 1/2 of a degree Fahrenheit. Precision and repeatability. The Tower of Power is the answer to automatic, fast ramp times. See more at BlickmanEngineering.com. Bring your next creation to life with the Tower of Power.
Dr. Blickmanstein, with the Tower of Power, you can probably give me an afternoon at the pub to enjoy a pint.
Don't be silly, J.P. Gore. We have beer to brew.
BN Army, HopTech has a great discount waiting for you. Do you often find it difficult to find specific specialty ingredients for your homebrew recipes? Well, listen to this. HopTech stocks 59 different grains to choose from, 39 varieties of pellet hops, and 8 kinds of whole leaf hops. And HopTech not only carries Y yeast and White Labs yeast for you, but also Fermentus, 04, 5, 6, 23, 33, and T58 Belgian yeast, plus Cooper's, Nottingham, and Windsor yeasts. Got your recipe ready to go? Pick up some great brew gear like new long and short sleeved shirts, games, and more. HopTech's new website is being updated every day with new items. If you don't see it, call the shop. They're open 6 days a week. BN Army and AHA members get a 10% discount, and active military personnel get 15% off. Visit HopTech.com today for great selection, great service, and a great discount. HopTech.com.
When Michael Fairbrother started moonlighting, he had no idea how quickly his dream was going to grow. Having homebrewed for 15 years, Michael decided to go pro, but not with beer. While attending his homebrew club meetings, he saw ladies knocking their men out of the way to try his mead. Moonlight Meadery is now 2 years old and can produce 200,000 bottles a year. It's the first New Hampshire winery to ever distribute to California and Australia. In fact, you can now find Moonlight Meadery meads distributed nationwide. And they ship direct, too. They produce 56 different varieties of mead and are unlike anything you've ever seen on the market. Michael Fairbrother at Moonlight Meadery is a real success story that can make the BN Army proud. Visit Moonlight Meadery in Londonderry, New Hampshire, or online at moonlightmeadery.com. Moonlight Meadery. Romance in a glass. All right, BN Army, it's trivia time. What's the only homebrew shop with over 1,000 recipe kits, $4.99 shipping on orders over $100, and is also home of the Wolf shirt? The one and only answer is Austin Homebrew Supply. For over 20 years, they've specialized in creating recipes such as the best-selling Texas Blonde Ale, Apocalypso, Hop Bomb 2.0, and Double Chocolate Stout. And they just recently unveiled their small grain kits that produce 1 gallon of beer. Visit austinhomebrew.com to browse their extensive catalog of equipment and ingredients. They also have mini clone recipes of your favorite commercial beers. They're the exclusive retailer of BrewVent yeast fuel as well, Yeast Nutrient, and the all-new Bodybuilder. Follow Austin Homebrew Supply on Google Plus to participate in video hangouts on popular brewing topics. So visit austinhomebrew.com today and make sure you sign up for their weekly email with news and specials. Austin Homebrew Supply, austinhomebrew.com.
Wait till you can pour it out of your own kegerator.
I mean, your friends will look at you with awe.
And it's just hot.
It is?
It's so super hot.
The home of live beer radio.
TheBrewingNetwork.com.
Because like beer,
Radio shouldn't suck. You're listening to The Session. You're listening to the Brewing Network.
because like beer,
radio shouldn't suck.
All right, welcome back to the program. Thanks to Lee Chase and Adam Carolla for being on the show today. Good times talking to both of those dudes. Hopefully we get to talk to Lee some more about beer when he comes up to the bay sometime.
Yeah, I want to learn more about process. Mosca and I were talking at the break. It's like, dude, that would be a nice guy to talk about your home brewing process and how to refine that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get him up here. Do it that way. Also, let me mention to you that if you need brewing software, Beersmith will give you a free 21-day trial. Just check it out. You can download Beersmith right now over at beersmith.com, and you don't have to take our word for it. It's fantastic brewing software, and you get 21 days to check it out. Design great beer. Why calculate by hand when you can do it all on their brewing software right there? And also because I can't calculate by hand, even if you paid me to do it. It would be nearly impossible.
Now I know I'm giving you for Christmas.
You don't even know what to calculate.
Yeah. You can get step-by-step instructions for any recipe. You can build recipes in minutes, match beer styles from around the world, share and compare recipes with brewers, all sorts of different things with the Beersmith software. Just try it and you'll love it. We forced Doc into it, and now he's a convert.
Yep.
He uses it all the time. Also, you can get recipes on the web and on your mobile device. Beersmith Lite is now here for the iPhone, iPad, Android, Android and Kindle Fire. Share and search thousands of recipes at beersmithrecipes.com. Check them out. It's a good.
Check it out. I was using it today, as a matter of fact.
You were what?
Using it today, as a matter of fact.
Oh, yeah? You building a recipe?
Building a recipe, yeah. I'm going to do a kind of like a pale blonde ale with semi-gruit. So I got some...
the hell happened to you?
And, well, it's... I don't know. I don't want to get too dorky about it, but, brewing this nice, soft, elegant beer. Going to have some heather tips in it. It's going to have some sweet orange peel. It's going to have some... grains of paradise. It's going to be real good.
What the hell happened to you?
Sounds like a really nice beer to serve at a wedding.
Somebody's trying to build
No.
Bevo's onto something.
It's a beer experiment with my friend Matt Staley and I on a metal song, and it's going to be like an evolving step up recipe. So we're going to take the base beer of this, and we're going to step it up into something more mid range palate, and then take that recipe and then step it up into like an old ale kind of thing.
I see.
I don't know, just homebrewing, farting around.
Sounds like a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. But Beersmith makes it easy.
There you go. Oh, ding.
Too bad we didn't get to talk to Will Ferrell, man.
Yeah.
That was disappointing. I was ready for him.
You want to do your stand-up for us?
I could do it. You want to do it now or you want to do it later?
We were going to play some rants of mine for Carolla, too, but we got cut off early there. But
we should do feedback right now.
I wanted to get graded. We were going to have you get graded by Will Ferrell with some stand-up comedy. We thought it'd be... Because my opinion was that Will Ferrell would be the best guy for you to do stand-up for.
I agree.
Because even as he would be making fun of your bad jokes, he would also be laughing with you at them.
I agree.
You know?
I definitely agree. He
so
seems like the most kind of all of our guests with relation to
He's also an
giving me
actor.
Feedback. That's what I'm saying.
He might just be a giant dick.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, well, if this was a comedy club, I'd say let's drink a little bit more before the main act comes on.
Well, that's why there's a 2-drink minimum on amateur
Oh, I
nights.
see. All right, well, let's not get
You usually have somebody warming you up first.
You want to give us your best one?
My best one?
Or your worst one?
teaser.
I have a bunch. It's like a 45-second segment.
That's a bunch?
Yeah. Well, because
let's
a
go.
lot of
If it's
one-liners.
He doesn't breathe in between them.
I mean, if it's... Yeah, I mean, if it's only going to take 45 seconds,
Thank you very much.
let's do it.
Do you need a laugh track with that?
Yes.
I don't think I have.
Do you want to do it now or you want to do
No,
feedback?
do it. If it's 45 seconds, do it. Then I'll do feedback.
Oh, no.
Do a 46.
Do you want me to go through feedback
After feedback,
to give you
I
time?
do, yes.
Okay. All right.
Mentally prepare.
Feedback's brought to you today by Williams Brewing. You can go to williamsbrewing.com right now and check it out. They're a longtime sponsor of ours and one of the oldest homebrew shops on the West Coast. And they're just a good group of people. Go check them out at williamsbrewing.com.
Oh my God! You've got mail.
Our old friend Porter Smith is back. You all remember him. He's a very eloquent email writer. Porter says, I hope you and your family have a Merry Christmas. Porter Smith.
Aww.
He can be normal.
Well, he's sober, clearly. This is the first sober email he's ever sent in.
It's because about 2 hours after you pop some meds.
Right. All right, Patrick writes in, hey guys, I've been brewing for a few years now. I've done well in competitions, score in the mid-30s, and most of my beers, score in 30s on most of my beers, and I gotta say, my homebrew sucks. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy the hell out of brewing, and I drink all the stuff I make, but I'll take a commercial beer over mine every day of the week. This isn't just my homebrew. The ones I've tasted from other amateurs aren't good either. I've come to the realization that JP is right. I think people like their beer because they made it. And that's okay.
That's fine.
But he says, I have a question about this. Why does all homebrew taste homebrewy? And also, could I make it as a pro brewer if my homebrew isn't as good as current commercially available beers? Would a system change make my beer better? That's from Patrick. Well, that's an interesting question. Tasty. Could he? Why does all homebrew taste homebrewy?
Not all of it. A lot of it does, right?
Yeah.
We'll give you that.
What is
It's all
homebrewing?
about the fermentation.
What do you think homebrewy
Not the recipe.
means?
It's not the. It's the
Oh,
fermentation.
it can be over malty. It can be
Under attenuated. It's really
Under
typical.
attenuated is a big one.
Under pitched.
Cloudy is not just cloudy, not just the way it looks, but that does mess you up. But
flavory.
Well, you get more of that weird mouthfeel that's too thick, or you get that yeast bite because it's just not settled out enough.
Yeah.
Where a lot of commercial guys are filtering. So if you're a home brewer and you're filtering, you're gonna take some of that home brewiness out of it too.
Okay, all right.
A lot of home brewers are getting all their IBUs from the first editions, whereas commercially they've already figured it out that you only want to get a vast majority, or at least I guess about half of your IBUs in the last 20 minutes.
Okay.
A lot of home brewers,
aren't doing that.
They're like, because it's really cheaper to just get it 60, right? Because you just save a lot of money.
Yeah.
Put all your bitter or
because you have to buy more hops yourself to do it at the end. Yeah,
do it at the end.
Yeah.
Or on one side they're using real high alpha hops that might be, some harshness to them, or they use a lot of low alpha hops. Then you get starts to taste grassy.
Right.
So you got to do a few things that way. But one of the main things I always see is there's too much yeast still floating around, or too high, chunks of proteins. Yeah. It gives this slickery taste to it and a bit of a harsh bite to it.
Yep. Okay. So I think it's safe to say that the second part of his question, would a system make my commercial system, make my beer better? The answer is no. You need to get your fermentation practices down, and then of course, being able to filter.
But I've had a lot of commercial beers or smaller places that just
it's processed. I mean, that's proof.
It's processed, and it's not just their equipment, because they've got it's not a huge system, but it's mediocre too.
Okay. All right, let's go on. Rusty Nails from Alaska writes in, I just brewed my first sour beer and used an oak peg in the carboy to allow some oxygen in to get some sourness. 2 days later, the bugs were screwing like monkeys and the peg swelled and plugged the carboy. Kaboom! Damn fermenter exploded in my closet. Glass and 6 gallons of sour beer everywhere. And of course, the wife's previously white wedding dress was the first casualty. Ooh.
Hey, you can explain that to your second wife.
I would like to hear your guys' tips and tricks on this stupid oak peg method, or a better method. That's from Rusty Nails. What is the oak peg method in a carboy? I don't even know this method.
Yeah, use it as a stopper because it'll breathe, right? It's wood.
Yeah.
But I guess it's swelled up and clogged up.
So you have the regular rubber stopper with a hole in it, and
you use a wood peg.
The peg is the whole stopper.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. But that's exactly why you don't, because it'll breathe, but it's micro-ox. It's like nothing.
Well, also,
it's not enough to let off the pressure.
That's probably not what broke it.
Well,
the peg caused actually a seal that got moist. It swelled. It caused a seal.
Yeah.
The pressure broke.
The pressure broke.
Well, JP's got it. It's something you do in the tertiary or secondary.
Right.
Not in the primary.
You don't do it in primary.
Yeah, or in a barrel. And even then, when you're fermenting in barrels, they don't use solid oak. They have rubber stoppers that'll pop out, any sign of pressure, so you don't blow a barrel.
And you store your wedding dress in a garment bag.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
Well, he's from Alaska,
Yeah, how many times they got to use that?
Yeah. He probably used the garment bag to line his house for the winter.
Okay, so the tips and tricks are don't use the wooden peg.
If you want oxygen, keep it in an airlock and just keep the airlock full, or use a silicone stopper with a more beer has them. They're breathable silicone stoppers that have a little flap at the top, so if there is pressure, it'll burp and let it out.
Just put some foil over it.
Put some foil over it,
because the bacteria going in, as long as you got a positive pressure, it's coming out.
Yeah.
Just put some foil over it. It's not going to get it any other way.
Okay. Grant writes in, I don't like beer pretty much at all. However, thanks to the BN, I've tried dozens of craft beers and can school all of my beer drinking friends on general beer knowledge. I'm a big fan of the process, science, and art that goes into brewing, and plan on brewing my first batch this month. I found that the BN is among the friendliest communities on the internet and information source that's second to nobody. He's got a weird story here. As an amateur MMA fighter, eyeing making the jump to professional, my wife and I separated. At which point I stopped training and became the world's biggest consumer of ice cream.
Second to Beaver.
Rude.
But
true. Says,
I don't need ice cream.
There are no words for the awfulness and unpleasantness that fills a person when everything they know slips away.
Wah. Listen to more Slipknot, dude.
Man, this is getting dark. Completely alone and back in my parents' basement, BN Podcast provided entertainment in the sense that I wasn't sitting in a dark room alone. Except I was.
Except you were in the basement. You weren't in a room, you were in a basement.
Your mom's basement.
In short, the collection of podcasts on your site got me through a tough time and prevented me from going completely off the deep end. I know you're just a radio show about dick jokes and beer, but that's exactly what I needed not to feel like offing myself. Good Lord.
Hey, we saved somebody.
Yeah.
As of today, I'm back in the gym and planning to return to the ring. It's a long journey, but thanks to the BN, at least I have plenty of dick jokes to keep me entertained. I guess he's documenting his journey on a weekly basis through video. And when I return to active competition, unless you object, plan on wearing a BN t-shirt in the cage.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like that.
We want to see.
I think that'll be rad.
And telling dick
Wait a minute, they don't
jokes.
wear T-shirts when they wrestle, do they?
When they walk in, I think.
Oh, they come in.
right.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't know though.
But we'll see.
I think it's pretty rad for a guy who doesn't drink beer at all.
Yeah, how did he even
Well,
find
it's
us?
so confounded.
To be
yeah.
such a fan.
Why do you seek out a beer podcast and download it in the first place?
Right. Well, it sounds like his friends are beer drinkers, so they probably listen, and he probably listens because they listen. And he tries beer, but he doesn't like it. But he listens to us so much so that we prevented him from opening a vein.
Well, but he said he schools all his beer drinking friends, which leads me to believe they're just casual. They drink Black Butte,
Right.
I don't get it.
I think you're right. It is strange. Grant, you're going to have to fill us in about how you even found us in the first place.
Yeah.
Anyway, he says, thanks for everything that you do. Hey, man, thanks. I'm glad you didn't off yourself. All right. Pete the Dink writes in, Justin and other people.
Which is pretty accurate.
Flat Tail was one of the best shows yet. Great job. In short, I listen, drink beer, do stupid shit, eat, sleep, and stuff. From Pete the Dink. That's pretty much what that show was. He drank beer.
Well,
I mean...
and as usual, the best stuff happened off the air.
It did. After the show, those guys were kind of... they had a good time.
They drank twice as much as we did on the show. We didn't know how to pace ourselves. They were drinking full pours. We were like...
They were incapacitated.
Well, they were already incapacitated, and then there was a very telling tweet the next day.
Yeah, the tweet was, never, ever eat anything tasty hands you after a night of drinking, ever. And that's what put him over the edge. At one point, one of them was out on the corner 2 hours after the show and trying to make a call for a cab on his wallet. He was hammered.
They were helpless.
Yeah,
he was trying
I should have taken him to their hotel.
But they're party animals. But it was the
they got off party.
It was the cookie that knocked him out.
No, Kate and I ended up taking to their hotel because I stayed in here another hour doing the archive.
You found him,
and then Kate came to get me because I was drinking too. I walk out there, we get in the car, and one of them comes walking by, talking into his wallet. and I see him out of the corner of my eye, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing here? You guys left an hour ago.
You animal.
And, one of them was passed out in the truck, and he just had a bag of Fritos and a wallet phone. So I was like, I can't leave you guys here. Come on, we'll take you down to the hotel.
Oh my God.
I saw them off the next day, and they were like sitting in their truck with the diesel engine just running. They're slow eating breakfast and drinking coffee, and I walk over and I was like, "You guys are such hicks that you have clay pigeons on your dashboard.
Wow,
you couldn't even clean your truck out all the way from BFE Corvallis. Like,
well,
what are you gonna do? Drinking coffee, eating a McMuffin or whatever." Like, you guys are awesome. Enjoy your 20-hour drive.
I was going to say, that was one of the longest drives on the planet, I'm sure, because I know how they felt, and yeah.
You still feel that way, don't you?
Right.
You do have a phone call right now.
I see that. I have to finish the feedback, though.
Okay.
I think we have Will Ferrell on the line, but he made us wait, so he can fucking wait. Last one is, I don't know his name. I can't pronounce it.
Sound it out.
I thought it'd be good.
Use your letters.
No, it's Norwegian or Swedish.
Oh,
yeah, smart ass.
It's got extra letters in it that we don't know.
They got dots over them.
Ulvardsen, I think is what.
Yeah.
But the Norwegian writes in, hi, asshats. I just want to tell you how much I appreciate your shows, especially this session. I listen to the BN every day, keeping me entertained whilst walking the dog and making me look like a retard when I start laughing out loud in public. I've learned a lot from your shows. Positive, I've become a better brewer. Et cetera, et cetera. I decided it was time I gave something back, so now I've signed up as a private and also bought a T-shirt from your store. Thank you. Thanks, buddy.
Medium.
Skull and P.S. Suck something, JP. I like it that it's like it's you can't even get suck it right.
No,
in his
just suck something.
You suck something.
Go suck something.
Yeah.
Not Asian.
Yeah.
He might be. You don't know that.
Apparently he's an
Only
Asian
language we can
Transylvanian.
talk.
Go suck something. All right, feedback was brought to you today by Williams Brewing. You can go to williamsbrewing.com. Let's see, I do believe we have Will Farrell on the line. Will, what's happening?
Hey guys.
Hey, Will.
Hey, am I on or?
Yeah, no, we got you. You're a little past your time slot, but we thought we'd make a little room.
Hung on for you.
Hey, sorry about that, guys. Hey, hold on a second, okay?
Yeah.
Ma! Meatloaf! Get the meatloaf!
Apparently he...
I think one of Will's...
She does.
I think one of Will's balls sucked back up into his body.
Yeah, apparently he really gets into his roles. He's a method actor.
I don't know what she does back there. Are you guys there?
Yeah, we're here. Hey, tell us about Will-powered IPA.
Well, guys, it's really exciting to... I don't really know much about it. Can I read instead my old Milwaukee ad? Because this is a beer show, right?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm pretty out of breath. Hold on, just give me a second. Okay, here goes. I'm here in Davenport, Iowa, because Davenport is an old Milwaukee kind of town. D for drinkability. A, amber color of the beer. V, very amber. E, pass. N, no. I got E. E, it's every man's beer. No, that's not it. N, it's nice. P, I can't do this. I told everyone I could do this. I couldn't do this. I don't know how to do this. Yeah, that's kind of how it goes. So that's kind of...
That sounds really great. That sounds like a really good ad.
All right, well, you keep up the good work on Anchorman 2.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, that's in post-production right now. And, hey, guys, sorry about that. I got a baby in my purse. I gotta take care of it. So I'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for the call.
Ma! Meatloaf!
There you go. Will Ferrell, everybody.
Wow.
See, better late than never. That's what I always say.
Better laid than never. Get it?
He still never apologized.
It's true.
You know, Christmas is coming up just around the corner, and if you want to buy that special dildo for that special vagina in your life, go to adamandeve.com. And for a limited time only, you can get 50% off that dildo. Plus a free gift, plus free shipping, plus you can pick 3 free DVDs from genres such as...
Anal.
POV.
She took my thing.
She took my anal.
Bestiality.
Wow, that one might not be there.
Right.
It's not legal in all 50 states.
It's
just
called,
Missouri.
It's under fetish.
Asian.
That's under fetish.
Anal stretching.
That's
I'm
also
not sure
not
that.
No.
Stretching.
Yeah.
Anal stretching?
No.
I'll give you about 2 gigs of it. Don't worry about it. I got you covered, buddy.
There really are all sorts of great genres. There's something for everybody over at adamandeve.com. Just use coupon code BNARMY. That's BNARMY. And in all seriousness, why go to that creepy store when you can just do it online? You can even shop from your mobile phone. Just go to adamandeve.com. 50% off one item, 3 free DVDs, extra gift, free shipping.
That store is real creepy.
I was just going to say, you don't have to go to that giant bucket of AIDS.
Right. Have you been to the one in Pacheco here? Secrets?
Is that Secrets? That's the only one I've ever been to.
It's across from the Asian fish store.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, by the Ace Harbor.
No, hopefully they don't share ventilation.
Do you know how big butt plugs come in?
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're so big.
There are some large.
Some need it.
What size did you get?
Which coincides with anal stretching.
What gauge did you get?
0.
Yeah.
0
It's
big
real
gauge.
big.
Fucking huge.
Start out big.
I can actually fit this entire booth in my butt.
Yeah, you can.
Doc knew that going into it.
What, her butt or the booth?
Yes. Oh, boy.
I haven't even drank tonight.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah, you had 4 sips of
I had 4
sangria.
sips of Mangria.
Yeah.
Right.
Now you're ready for it. You're ovulating.
Let's do this.
Get the booth in my butt! All right, JP, I believe it's time for a little bit of stand-up comedy.
No.
Oh, we should have done it while Will was on the phone. I forgot.
That's all right.
I'll bet he'll call back.
He's probably listening. He's a big fan.
Should I stand up for it, actually? No, I'm not going to stand up for it.
Yeah, just do it. Just own it. And
all right, here we go.
Would you like us to grade you like Will was going to, or should we just listen?
Well, I feel like you should grade me. Should you grade me after every joke or at the end of the set?
Is any of this physical comedy?
I think
you might need to stand up
I'm gonna do
for the radio.
I'm going to do a pratfall down the stairs.
You need a drum roller or some sort of announcement or something?
I don't think I have any.
I do want you to announce me.
Announce it like
I do want you to
in the Red Room tonight.
Okay. Give your props ready.
What about a laugh track? Would you like a laugh track?
No,
laugh
I want it to come organically, Scott. Are you going to grade me after every joke?
I think I'll wait till the set's over.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Whenever you are.
All right. I was just getting ready to introduce you. Ladies and gentlemen, the much... hang on. Let me try again.
The much maligned...
ladies and gentlemen, after much anticipation and years of bribery and encouragement, please welcome the hottest new comedian to reach the scene, Mr. Jason J.P. Jippy Jippopotamus Petros.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? It's great to be here. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. You guys are too kind. My name is Jason Petros, but most people do call me JP, which I guess is a lot easier than spelling Petros. Recently, researchers found French sperm counts have dropped, which answers the French national question, how soon is too soon to give up? The best thing about being poor this year is knowing exactly what to get everybody for Christmas. And I think I'm just going to start handing out my bill collection notices. My Christmas list will be just, get me out of debt, Mom. Mm-hmm. Get me out of... Okay.
That might be your worst one.
Well, you know who I really hate? I hate a lot of things. But you know who I really hate? I can't stand it. Hitler. That guy. I swear to God. Mm-hmm. I read a few months ago that Tim Tebow actually patented Tebowing, where he drops to one knee and prays, which now severely limits my celebrations, but that's okay. I've invented something that takes its place, and you all might really like it. It's called Petrosing, which is simply lying on the couch wondering when new movies will be added to Netflix. It's a small trend, but I think it's growing. What is it about girls and their fascination with fake mustache? Have you seen this? On Facebook, all these little girls are posting pictures with their fake mustaches. I don't understand why their real ones aren't good enough.
Rude.
I have a few pets. I have 3 cats, none of which give very good advice. It's good to see Pee Wee Herman working again. I think Pee Wee Herman is a real good character for Paul Reubens. And for Paul Reubens to be drummed out of Hollywood for playing with himself was really retarded. I mean, how come Fred Willard gets a pass, but Pee Wee didn't? Pee Wee is infinitely funnier than Fred Willard. That's just commentary. That's just a commentary like I like to throw in between my fun. I don't just drink beer. I like booze and such too. My favorite drink right now, I'm going through a phase, is Irish coffee. And I like to sit out in the morning. I let my chickens out and my cats are all hanging around. And I feel the sun on my face, drinking my Irish coffee. And I reflect on what a great job the Irish did on the railroads. I dislike pooping. I think it's an awful thing to have to do. Watching a poop flush down the toilet is like watching a friend you've known for about 10 hours get swept away by a tsunami. Guess when I wrote that one? Here's a joke I wrote. It's a beer joke. How many beer geeks does it take to screw in a light bulb? 4. 1 to do it, 2 to say it's not the right style for the room, and 2 to blog about how a great job the first guy did.
That's good too.
So apparently someone has invented a plastic cup that turns colors if the drink inside has any sort of date rape drug in it, which effectively ends the dating career of Roman Polanski.
Love a good Roman Polanski joke.
No, that's it. That's all I got.
That was good. Good finishing joke.
Thank you.
That was a
Thank
good
you very
joke.
much.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much. You've all been great.
Wow. Jason Petros, everybody.
Tip your waitress.
You know, I think the only thing wrong with that set was that Will Ferrell wasn't here to hear it. You know, I think you would have gotten a lot of encouragement and support.
I think so,
from
too.
other people that aren't in his room.
Right. That would have, yeah, it almost would have been better.
I was just being polite by not interrupting you in the middle of that.
There were definitely some funny jokes in there, Jip. I think I still stand by my
assertion
that you could do this. I mean, you got to go through a lot of shit to weed out the good ones, you know. And there were some goodies in there.
I'm much better on the fly, I think.
You need to practice your cat in front of your cats much more.
But I think that even though you're much better on the fly, I'm not going to lie to you about that. I think that's true. It doesn't mean you can't be good at that too, and I think you should keep exploring it.
Well, I'll keep exploring that hole inside of me that is.
You can fill it with a butt plug.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I can.
Yeah, because it's a very big hole, and you could borrow Bevo's giant zero butt plug. All right, well, I like
Twitter
it.
game.
And all those, you can follow me on Twitter, and you'll get a lot of one-lining gems like that. I went through my Twitter feed.
Okay.
That's where I'm.
That's where you got that from.
A lot of them. I reminded myself of how clever I am, but yet no one retweets me. It's a shame.
Even the one about you not liking Hitler?
Right.
I didn't tweet that one.
No. See, that might have gotten you some retweets.
Yeah.
But see, that one's funny. What's up with that guy? Like, what was wrong with him?
Somebody ought to stop him.
Right?
All right.
Anyway.
Twitter game. What was our Twitter game today, Jim?
Our Twitter game was, what the fuck was it? Which brewcaster would be the better lover and why?
Okay. And what did we get?
Not like with each other, right?
Not with each other. No, don't get too excited. Mantro11 says Susie because I have a disturbingly creepy Asian fetish.
Okay.
I almost said 80s fetish. Not a girl's ID. Said JP because there's nothing better than an anxious person breathing heavily all over you. I'm sure Taryn can attest to that. Nico Brew says Nathan Smith, look at her beautiful hair. How could she not be an amazing lover? Which I believe is my joke.
Okay.
Trips says Bevo, boobs.
Right.
That's who and why. I mean, that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I get it.
Andrew says it's Jay-Z. He's the only one that's germ-free, and he seems to be annoyingly good at everything.
That's a good point.
That's a good point.
That's a good point.
But he's too methodical.
He'll do it right or he won't do it. And sometimes you don't necessarily want that. You just want a power pounding. You know what I mean? I mean, I've
Really?
heard.
Who?
Plus, I'm pretty sure he had a short stint in the adult entertainment industry.
Yeah, he was a male stripper.
So
that's true. Levi Stewart says Doc because his extensive background in midget porn has taught him to be passionate but fierce.
I thought it was brief. I didn't realize it was extended.
Now
He's extensive
and kind.
It could be brief and extensive. I
Yeah.
mean, porn, you can do like 200 movies a year.
I think that one wins just because I just pictured Doc as a midget in a porno.
he's a
Just
midget.
dominating people with large hands.
You mean you picture Doc in a porno?
Jeff the Chef writes, JP, his jokes may be forced and dry, but he really brings his softer side to the bedroom.
He's thought about that.
Vincent Millhouse writes, Doc, because he's a little guy and can get into places the other guy just can't. Brian, our good buddy Brian Shar says, Justin attracts hot foreigners, but girls dig Jews. I vote Moscow, no homo.
Yeah, we have money.
Since when do girls dig Jews?
Money.
Since we've been rich. Yeah.
Hollywood showed around. And then last but not least, nice guy Billy says Tasty, of course. Sexy voice, large female entourage, and his nickname is Tasty.
Not Taster.
Which is why I have a hard time calling Tasty. I have to call him McDole a lot of time because
you also feel attracted to him.
Well, just I don't know. You're calling a man that is tasty. I'm telling you that you're tasty.
Right.
It's weird for me.
I see. You're homophobic.
I'm a little homophobic. That's right.
It doesn't have to mean that his person is tasty.
But I don't know. Maybe I'm not secure in my sexuality.
Right.
Let's explore.
Well, why don't you guys get naked? See what happens.
See who gets a boner.
You and these girls will hang around with that same problem, I think.
We're going to have to play boner chicken and figure out who here is not comfortable with their sexuality. We just have to sit here and stare at each other's penises until somebody gets a boner.
I'm in for that.
It's time for the Brewing Network's latest game, Boner Chicken!
Stare at my boner, it moved, you lose, boner chicken.
That's it! That's the theme song!
How do you lose that?
Oh my gosh,
You
musical
can't lose that
comedy.
competition.
That's what you need, musical comedy.
Yeah, it's better.
Boner Chicken! I want it done by a bunch of, like a chorus line of chicks.
That was awesome.
How does it go again?
Perfectly
JP?
harmonized.
You even remember?
Boner chicken. I don't even remember.
Something about something moved.
It's recorded. We got it.
Staring at my boner, staring at my boner.
It moved, you lose, boner chicken.
The game that's sweeping the nation.
I can see what's happening at Winterfest.
Yeah.
There's another call.
Yeah, I saw that. It's a Drunk of the Week call. But there's only one, and I know it's going to happen. I'm just going to give it to that person, and it's Theo Brew. And
he's calling in a lot lately.
Can we just give it to him and not take the call?
I would love that. I would actually really enjoy that.
Do we have to know? Bevo, can you vouch for whether or not he was drunk based on the screening?
I don't give a crap. Let's just busy all the lines and go.
Did he sound drunk when you answered the phone?
His exact words were, "I'm not very drunk, but I'm going to go for it anyway."
Well, then that's a no. If you admit that you're not that drunk,
right?
We got to give somebody.
We need to finish the Twitter game though. Also,
all right. Let's do this quickly, and then we'll do the Theo Brew. What's happening, buddy?
Hi. And now there are 3 lines.
Are you drunk?
Well, yeah.
You want to play boner chicken?
No.
No, Theo,
I have a question for Scott. Scott, where are my beers?
Are you supposed to send?
Oh, no. He sent me some Cigar City beers. Yes, thank you. I vote for Theo.
How were they?
Because he sent me Cigar City beers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Theo, next time, if you want to send beers, send them to 649 Main Street.
Right.
Not Scott Moskowitz.
No, I still have them.
Wait,
I'll
Scott,
bring
you
them in.
didn't bring them to the rest of the people?
No, I will.
Now that you caught him, you can bring him in.
As soon as I go to Florida and buy some more.
Right. All right. Thank you for the call, Theo Brew.
Okay.
I think we can. Oh, that could be my new game. Remember, I used to come up with inventive games that play over the phone.
Until you got arrested.
Yeah, put the phone on your crotch, and if you get a boner from it, you lose. It's boner chicken. I'll just talk to your boner.
That's telephone boner chicken.
Yeah,
teleboner.
You should come up with an app where you just talk to boners.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Who wants to make an app for me? Let me know. I do have some good ideas.
Well, I vote that the best one was Doc because he's so small he can fit into places nobody else can. That would be my vote.
That's a pretty good one.
Anybody
He's a
else
little guy.
want to put one up on the table?
Yeah, the Jay-Z being good at everything is. I like.
I did like that.
Annoyingly good.
That's a good
Annoyingly
one.
good.
All right. Anybody else want to put another one on the table? And then we'll vote.
You want to read them again real fast?
No.
All right. I do like Mantros, where it was Susie because I have a disturbingly creepy Asian fetish.
It's only disturbingly creepy if you label it as such. Just say you have an Asian fetish.
Right.
It's fine.
Well, but you don't know how deep it goes.
We don't know why it's disturbingly.
Well, then I like it less the deeper it goes, you know? Like, it's creepy.
Right.
Right.
Oh, this is too deep. I like it less and less.
Well, we could put that on the table. All right, so that's 3 on the table. Doc, small, gets a lot of places.
Yeah, I love that one.
Or the midget porn one about Doc.
Yeah, we've had that one before.
Yeah.
A midget porn one with Doc has won before in another
GY.
In another topic. And then Jay-Z is frustrating, annoyingly good at everything. And then finally Susie because of the guy's Asian fetish.
Right.
Okay, raise your hand if you're voting Susie. All right. Raise your hand if you're voting Jamil. Raise your hand if you're voting Doc.
Tasty got confused for a
Get
second.
out of here.
All right.
Doc's a midget. We get it.
Yeah. All right, Doc wins.
All right.
Who is that gets the prize?
Vincent Millhouse.
All right, Vincent, you're going to get a prize pack from JP for playing today's Twitter game.
And one from the BN.
CD of all your jokes.
The new CD from JP. Yeah. It's 45 seconds long.
No, it's 45 minutes.
It's
all me saying it in slow motion. Yeah, those are the ones I didn't edit. That's an edited version of all my jokes.
Oh, it is?
You have a long show.
I have a longer show, but it's more like a rant. Yeah, it's weird.
Do what you know.
Well, that might be your better format then.
There are 4 lines on hold. Line 1 is a girl.
Okay. All right. Falky from Ohio. What's happening?
Carolla and a girl tonight. Wow.
Hey.
Right. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good.
Are you calling in drunk of the week?
I picked up the phone about 10 seconds earlier. I just let out a huge burp.
Oh, well, I'm sorry we missed that.
Yeah, I'm sorry you missed it, too. It was actually a really good one.
How drunk are you, Falky?
I'm pretty damn drunk right now, man.
Yeah. How many beers have you had?
I bought a 12-pack of that, the Sam Adams Winter Mix thing. I drank one of each variety in there.
It's a good name, Winter Mix. Yeah.
Then I had a Rogue Santa Reserve, or private...
Santa's Private Reserve. That's a good beer.
Hoppin' Frog Barrel Aged Boris Oatmeal Stout. And a Yingling I had in there too. Oh, and I'm drinking a Christmas Ale, Great Lakes Christmas Ale right now.
That's a lot of beer. You got to work tomorrow?
Actually, yes, I do.
Oh boy.
Yeah, for the Lakers.
Oh yeah, what are you doing for the Lakers?
I'm working for Deportes, the Spanish television feed tomorrow for the Cavs versus Lakers game.
Nice.
Are you going to do everyone a favor and lose the feed?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I'm just hoping that I hear everything in English because I don't know any fucking Spanish.
Would you be willing to try Mangria?
Yeah, I would try that, dude. I'm not a wine drinker, but that sounds like there's enough other shit in there. I'll try it.
No,
there you go.
He's the new gay power forward for the Lakers.
Right. Would you be willing to play boner chicken with Mangria, the new power forward?
I'm pretty sure I'll dodge first on boner chicken.
All right, Falky, you're in the running for Drunk of the Week.
Thanks, man.
Cheers, brother. There you go, Falky from Ohio. Let's go to Riggs in SoCal. Riggs, what's up, man?
Yo, what's poppin', son? Hey, man.
Fontucky, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, son. Don't take out the cookie, whatever the fuck. I don't know. Hey, I was just gonna say, this show was dope, son. Fucking Adam Carolla, tight. Fucking Lee Chase, double tight. That was even dope shit right there, man.
It was like the SoCal Star Show.
it was double
yeah,
tight. It
man,
was even dope
fuck
shit.
Yeah, son. I mean, a lot of people know about Lee Chase. Lee Chase is the shit, isn't it, dog? Like, he's the OG from the OG way back then.
What are you just reading this all off of a ghetto page? Where you're just trying to throw in every ghetto term you can find?
It's like a ghetto translator. He's really a UCLA professor.
Riggs, didn't you already win Drunk of the Week?
I did. I'm just throwing my hat in there, just throwing it out there. You know what I mean?
I don't even know
but,
what you
hey,
said.
you know, just put the filter on Vivo, please.
She's hella tight.
But, hey, that fool that's deported. Dude, that fool, can you say deportes right, dude? Come on, not deportees.
Any word?
That's fucking whack, son.
Hey, you know
Come
what?
on, dog.
Hey, Riggs, if you're getting paid from deportees, you can say it any way you want. The check still cashes, man.
Oh, hey, dog, hey, I don't want to diss JP too much, though, but, hey, dog, for real, though, on the real, there's a little bit of weak sauce, though. Your stint. I don't want to be an ass or a douchebag, but it was a little weak sauce.
Well, guess what, Riggs?
But,
Too late, all right?
It's out there, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry my sauce is weak. Just because I can't have kids doesn't mean you got to rub it in.
Right.
I'm just rubbing it in like vapor rub, son.
All right, Riggs, you're in the running once again for Drunk of the Week. Let's go to Gay Kyle in Washington. I'm just.
He told me to write that.
I didn't. It's not like I talked to him and I gave him that name.
No, I actually think you did. Didn't we talk to this guy and you labeled him Gay Kyle?
Oh,
I believe,
really?
Right? Wasn't he about to blow his roommate or something? Maybe I'm totally off base.
Wow, I think it was a dream Moscow had.
Maybe.
Remember that show when the guy called in and he was about to blow his roommate and Justin named them all gay?
Oh, no, that was when I had too much E and went to bed.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Gay Kyle, what's happening?
My bad, Holmes.
Not much, just being gay.
What else are you going to do, I guess?
Pretty much everything new.
I wanted to first thank you for the name.
What's that?
I wanted to personally thank you for calling me Gay Kyle.
You're welcome. Is it sticking? Is there are
Ew.
all your friends?
Yeah. I mean, at work now everybody calls me Gay Kyle.
No, see, I'm right. This he did. This
daughter calls me Gay Kyle now.
Your daughter?
Yeah.
How old's your daughter? 34?
Kyle.
How old is your daughter?
14 months.
Well, then she's advanced.
I think you made a joke.
I see.
Can I steal that from you?
Hey, it was as good as JP's joke.
Are you?
At least I don't have a daughter, Gay Kyle.
Are you? That was what? The worst.
Because I don't have a kid. And,
hey, at least I don't have a happy family, Gay Kyle.
Hey, look, he's gay and has a kid. He can't be happy. He can't live who he wants to be lived like.
I bet Gay Kyle will play gay chicken or boner chicken with us.
Yeah, he's lining up his friends right now.
What I want to do, the boner chicken deluxe is when you take two flaccid wieners and you duct tape them together.
Oh God! And wait for what?
And then you punch each other and see who wins.
I thought you were going to say. By the way, you were pointing your two index fingers to the ground. Yeah. I thought you were going to say you stand close in front of each other until one boner goes over and touches the other one.
Oh, no, that's called sundial.
Sure already exists.
I don't know.
I think we have some new material for you, JP.
Yeah. I want to play sundial with Gay Kyle.
Gay Kyle, are you drunk tonight, or just call and say hey?
No, I'm pretty drunk.
All right. How many beers have you had? Just give me a number. How many?
Of the 12 Blue Moons.
I've had at least 6 double IPAs from Riverport.
4 Hefeweizens with lemon.
All right, I'm a fan.
Had a few home brews, and then I drank a Pliny Pumpkin by Dogfish Head, which was really shitty. That beer sucked.
He sounds drunk to me.
But he's still judged.
Right now I'm drinking an Imperial by Nick Costi.
Sound it out.
Yeah. No, it is
Use your
Imperial.
words.
He had it right, actually.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, they spelled it all weird and stuff. But yeah, I've been...
We sounded it out. Good job.
All right, Gay Kyle, you are in the running for Drunk of the Week. Thank you for the call. And we'll go to our last Drunk of the Week call for the day, and that is Jenna in Iowa. Jenna, what's happening?
Hey, y'all. Hey.
How's it going?
Well, thank you. How are y'all?
Y'all's good over here.
Well, good.
Are you drunk?
Well, no, I'm kind of getting there. I mean, I'm not, like, really drunk, but I'm a little bit drunk. I mean, I've had a couple of beers. I'm on 5 or 6.
Have we talked to Jenna before?
Probably.
She sounds familiar.
Yeah, they all sound the same.
No. I'm a new arrival to your little brewing scene.
I see.
Jenna,
I am, well...
Her boyfriend in the background said that she would show her boobs.
Oh.
When I had her on the phone.
Yeah, to him.
She told him to shut up.
So, my new boyfriend, we just started dating a month ago. Hooray for us, right?
Has he seen your boobs?
Yeah, I'm real happy for you guys.
Actually, he loves y'all. I don't get it. He makes me listen to you. We've been dating for a month. And I don't really get your humor a whole lot. But he loves you guys. He fucking loves you.
Hey, Jenna.
And
she's like, listen to this guy. And I don't really get it. But he listens, and I have to listen. And let me just say again, I don't really get
Here's
it.
The thing is that I love beer, and I love talking about beer, and I love everything.
Well, you love talking.
All right, well, no one loves listening to it. Hey, Jenna.
Love to talk.
Jenna, can I ask you a question? How would I know you're... you said you're kind of drunk. Are you drunk enough to dance with a black guy at a club?
Oh, hell yeah. Well,
she's real drunk then.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even understand that. I danced with a black guy at a club the other night.
And you were probably real drunk.
He was the big guy, though. You had
and she snorted.
I love black dudes. Wait, can I put you on speakerphone? Because Brett really wants to talk to you.
And now I want to talk to... Yes, I do.
Wait. First of all, I want to know how many dates... You've been dating for a month. How many dates before, before you went ahead and let him have it?
Well, okay, here's the thing.
First date.
Here's the fucking thing, all right?
First date.
Before first date. Party.
So we've known each other for a long fucking time.
I see.
So we knew each other fucking 7 years ago.
Okay.
I was motherfucking 18 fucking years old.
So first date?
And
no, he did her a long time ago.
No, I was a baby. I was just a little 18-year-old girl
So
going
first
to
date?
parties, doing my thing, doing drugs.
Dancing with black dudes.
Doing keg stands.
See, first they wrote the Constitution.
You know what's more of a turn? You know what? There's
how far
not
back?
There's not much more of a turnoff when adult girls call themselves babies.
I was a baby.
I was 18. I was a baby. No, you were 18 and wanted dick. Just admit it.
on the field.
You're right.
Play ball.
But here's the thing: is that I knew him from going to parties. I was going to parties.
Jenna.
And we met, and we always
Jenna. Jenna, here's the question. How many dates after the current state of your relationship before you went ahead and let him have it?
I don't see that.
I told you, it was the first date.
I think it was before. I think they.
Oh no! Back when she was a baby.
I think they met at a party. They rekindled at a party, and he boned her in some dude's guest bathroom.
Hear me out. Okay, so
I don't want to.
Motherfucking 8 years ago,
This is
I met
Riggs?
this guy, and we were good friends. And his name is Brett, but I call him Godzilla. He is Godzilla. And
So he has to stand far away if he plays.
His name is Godzilla.
Jenna.
His name is Godzilla.
Jenna.
No, listen to me. You fucking listen to me right now.
Wow. No, I just want to ask you a question,
We
Jenna.
still never got an answer.
Jenna.
No, hey, you listen to me.
I want to ask you a question real fast. Jenna, just real quick.
Years. I was gone forever.
Please?
And then I just came back, and we rekindled.
Oh, that's so amazing.
Godzilla and Jenna and it's just
Now, even the phone company wants to shut her up.
Censoring herself.
I thought we were going
Hey,
to get an
Jenna,
answer.
but is he, how is he emotionally? Like, do you guys emotionally connect?
Emotionally connected,
Yeah.
We're super emotionally connected.
Are you?
Yeah,
Tell me a story about
obviously.
that.
Tell us about your hopes and dreams.
Super emotionally connected.
Do you have
It's
a relationship
pretty awesome.
crystal hanging in the northwest corner of your fucking bedroom? You crazy person!
All right, Jenna, thank you for the call. You are in the running for Drunk of the Week. You can try again, Moski.
No answer?
The answer was the first date. When she said, I don't want to answer that, after that long story, it means it was the first date.
You know that. We all know that.
Or
But-
less.
No, that was driving around in a car, parking behind some grocery store,
You want
boning.
to know how many? Actually, hey, you want to hear about how when we first had sex? Because when I first got together,
People we know listen to this.
Doc, only if there's pictures to go with it.
The boyfriend's in the back now. Now he's feeling bad about this phone call. He's like, do you know how many people that we know listen to this?
Can we talk to Godzilla?
yeah, you can. But hey,
Let's talk to
seriously,
Godzilla.
Godzilla. Yeah.
You just call him
Godzilla
God?
is the shit. But hey, I'm a really nice person.
You sound like a very nice person, Jenna.
Jenna,
I am a nice person, but you're kind of
do you let Godzilla pee on you?
like a not nice person. What?
I didn't do that. I just asked how long it took you to sleep with him. I don't judge.
And I just asked if you let Godzilla pee on you.
It took a long time. A really long time.
I doubt that.
All right, Jenna, you are in the running for Drunk of the Week. Thank you for the phone call. Thanks for the entertainment, and thank Godzilla for giving you the telephone. All right. Our contestants today for Drunk of the Week are Falky, who he had a lot of beer. He gave us a big list that sounded upwards of 10 or 11 beers to me. Then we had Riggs, who kind of speaks for himself.
Oh, shit, man. Yeah, hella sick,
What do you
Mo.
mean? He speaks for La Raza.
Man, you don't even know anything about La Raza, man. Fucking white boy calls that a Raza. This is a Raza, man. Come on, shit, man.
Double tight.
Shit, hella sick tight, motherfucking shit.
A tight. A tight squared.
Hella sick tight. But I failed maths, man, so I don't even know.
Then we had Gay Kyle. Drunk enough to call in and remind us that he's Gay Kyle.
Hey, guys. Just Gay Kyle, check it in. Gay Kyle, are you drunk? No.
Just over here being gay.
Just saying hi.
I call in, but two wieners will prevent me from dialing the phone.
Gay Kyle, the next time you call in, can you please adopt a voice? Please.
I love that everyone at work calls him Gay Kyle now. Oh, hey, Gay Kyle.
Hey, Gay Kyle. Sir.
Hi.
Mr. Gates, it's not appropriate.
In 10 years, he's going to be found hanging in his bathroom.
With a note.
Oh.
That's
In 10
Mr.
minutes.
Gay Kyle.
Yeah.
And then finally, we had Jenna.
Yeah, we did.
Who may have only had a beer or two, but was still drunk as shit, like most 95-pound.
No, she said she was on 5 and,
She
or
said she had like
6.
5 or 6 beers.
But I like
Yeah.
the way she kept denying that she was drunk.
I'm
Or
kinda-
really drunk. I like to see when she's really drunk.
Kind
She
of
admits-
drunk.
And also to clarify, not a fan. The boy's a fan. Not a fan. Jenna, not a fan. Not a big fan of us.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't get it. He laughs at you guys. Really, I don't get it. But he makes me listen, and he listens to you guys all the time, but I don't really get it.
I think we
All right.
cemented the non-fan in her.
Thank
He likes you so much, but I don't like you, and I just...
I don't even know why he likes you guys.
Right.
Like, he just keeps listening, and I just have to listen, so... I'm gonna
I
call.
will say this, that was one of the first times, usually when one of the boyfriends or husbands encourages the drunk other to call in, they don't back down. He was in the back going, oh, shit, what did I get myself into? Don't say anything more.
By the way, Godzilla, you promised us boob shots.
That's right.
Speaking of boobs, Dave from Flat Tail is in the chat.
Oh, I was just going to say that.
And he wants to say our 16% oak smoked Russian Imperial Stout is officially called Wallet Phone.
Very nice. They also put JP Fab on the menu when they got back, which is the beer that they made for us, of course, that we named JP Fab.
And I thought it should be called the Damo Project, but I think JP Feb is better because it's my name.
You should go up there and do a collaboration with them, and that's the Damo Project.
It's easier than spelling Petros. That's my first joke.
Not bad.
Thank you. It's a callback.
Right.
I learned about it on the internet.
All right. Raise your hand if it's...
I just want to go home. I got to pee real bad.
Raise your hand if it's Falky.
What did he do again?
He had a lot of
beer. He was very normal, but he was also very drunk.
And pretty slow.
I'm torn on this one, actually.
I might vote for Riggs just so I can get his address.
Again?
Yeah, and then
do a drive-by?
Drive-by and key his Impala or some shit.
You should already have his address because he already won.
I don't remember.
How are you going to tell it apart from all the other Impalas on the block?
Yeah,
You'd never get out of Fontucky.
No.
Ever.
Nor would I want to. Not in my fucking Acura.
You go cruising in, you wouldn't be cruising out.
What was the name of the TV station? Deported?
Deportes. That means sports.
Okay, because I was thinking, that's kind of fucked up.
That is fucked, actually.
Boy, that station has a good sense of humor.
Well, I wonder what he does. He's probably like a cable puller. He doesn't really do it. He doesn't need to know what's going on.
No,
I'll call a cable man. I don't give a fuck.
Just works for Deportes.
It does seem like a tough sell. Tell the Latino audience to tune into Deportes.
But I guess only if you're a stupid American like me who doesn't know that it's sports.
Tune into sports.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, then we had Riggs. Raise your hand if you vote for Riggs.
Riggs, yeah.
All right, it's a couple for Riggs. I
vote for Riggs.
Raise your hand if it's Gay Kyle. I think I'm putting it out there for Gay Kyle.
I might, I'm thinking. Yeah, you are. Just seeing what happens.
Just saying.
Just putting out the vibe.
I mean, I think you might have to be drunk to call in and say I'm Gay Kyle, but I'm not gay. But I'm Gay Kyle.
Well, you didn't even deny that he's gay this time.
He said neither way.
Yeah.
He has a 14-month-old daughter.
It happens.
Does. But generally not with
anybody could adopt.
There's only one way to know, and that's to fly him out for a good game of boner chicken. What was the other one called?
Sundial.
Where they dangle? The sundial. He got a place.
We can take him butt plug shopping, too.
Bevo loves, but...
Well, we just have an arrangement.
Eyebrows lift up.
She's like, and now in this section over here, we have the...
See, Bevo, you got to go with the ones with the pump. So it's one size, and you can pump it and gradually increase the girth.
Whoa.
It's that
I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, it does.
Why does anybody want that to happen to them?
So then you can do anal better.
Easier. It's not better.
Easier. Better.
Well, it's better. Some guys it matters. Yeah. Get it? Some guys it matters.
But why?
I see.
Yeah.
Because you can say you're the best.
And then finally we had Jenna.
I'd go for Jenna because she was pretty I mean, she was snorting on the air and didn't give a fuck. I mean, that's...
All right.
Usually girls are really, self-aware of that fucking horrible trait.
Right.
And don't flip me off, Bevo.
Your hand's
And she wasn't.
Okay.
But I still want boobs.
Right.
Thank you.
So Tasty and Doc were Riggs, right?
Yep.
And me and Bevo were Gay Kyle.
So
we have a tie.
Fuck.
Right, that.
Bevo gets 2 votes, though.
Yeah, Bev. But what if she votes? She has to vote
for Riggs,
for Riggs and Gay Kyle,
or Jenna. And then it will be a 3-way, and it's not gay if you're in a 3-way.
It's never gay if you're in a 3-way.
Depends on who's in the middle. Lucky Pierre.
Bevo, you want to cast your second vote? You can double vote for Gay Kyle, or cast a vote for Riggs, or vote for Jenna, and then we're fucked.
Well, but the thing is that I kind of want to vote for Jenna because she was clearly the drunkest.
Right.
But
she just was the most annoying.
Yeah, but she was real drunk too.
Okay. Well, then what are you gonna do? And then what are we gonna do when you do it?
Well, either way,
whatever.
It
I'm voting
soon.
for Gay Kyle. I'm giving him both of my votes because he's going to end up with AIDS anyway. So
what? What are you, JP now?
What are you, Christian?
Criminy. What just happened? Sorry, I think I just turned everybody
I'm sorry.
on.
Was that inappropriate for this show?
What are you, Christian, Bevo? Come on.
Besides, nobody has AIDS anymore.
Yeah.
That's true.
Not even a disease anymore, is it?
It's just a minor
chronic
inconvenience.
condition at worst.
All right, well, that makes Gay Kyle our drunk of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Well done. Thanks to all our callers today. Thanks to all our guests, Lee Chase, Adam Carolla. Will Ferrell even called in at the end there. That was nice.
That's true. Although I thought he'd be funnier.
I thought I'd want to stab myself a little less when he was on the phone.
A little less or a little more?
A little less.
Next week, it is the last show of the world.
Oh,
That's right. Oh, speaking of the last day of the world.
Well, yeah, because that's why next week's the last show of the world. We got Adam Mills from Cranker's Brewery. You guys know Mills. He's called into the show before. A long-time listener, now gone pro. He's coming to the studio. He's going to be down here. We're going to be doing some hanging out.
Yeah.
And but he's also coming on the show to talk about Cranker's Brewery. But then there will be no more shows ever because the following Friday, this is the end of the world.
Yeah, it's it for Earth.
Well, I don't know if you remember this conversation, but... I
do.
Okay, because there may be something happening on the end of the day of the world.
There might be, it depends on what time of the day the end of the world occurs.
Yeah.
If it happens before 12 o'clock, before 12 noon,
then that's it.
Then there will be no surprise.
But if it happens after...
If it happens at, say, 1:15, then we could probably...
then it won't be the last show.
It will be the last Sunday. It won't be the last show. You're right.
What I don't understand is, part of that whole Mayan thing is that there's a planetoid going to crash into the Earth on December 21st. My question is, where is it?
Well, that's just one of the theories.
Where is it?
It's just one of the theories. But I do agree, when I heard about that one, I was like, what are we, morons?
We would have been seeing it 2 months ago.
I mean, at least give me a mystical one that can't be measured.
Right.
That can be measured. What does it, just appear out of a black hole?
Real fast. Because, seriously, like by a month ago, it would have been as big as the sun. So we would have seen it by now.
Well, unless it appeared out of a black hole.
Yeah.
Well, I
but
guess
there's no
you're
black
right.
holes in our solar system.
But one can just show up.
Can it, though?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Let's get John Foster on the line. He knows all this shit.
He does?
Why are we even planning Winter Brews Fest?
Well, just in case.
I'm not doing anything. I haven't gotten any food vendors or anything, so I don't give a shit. It's not going to happen. We're all going to die.
Yeah. Because we're going to pre-sale a bunch of Winterfest tickets.
Oh, shit.
Spend that shit this week.
Oh, hell. Golf Club son, what's up?
Yeah. Yeah. You know those pre-sale DVDs are putting out?
Yeah. Good luck watching it.
There's no DVD.
Yeah. Go buy a DVD player. Good luck watching it.
You're going to cobble together the perfect pale ale from the remnants of the world. Do it.
Better rock next time. All right. I think I've done everything I'm supposed to do.
Yeah. If you're in the Bay Area, come to Santa Crawl. Santa Beer Crawl this Saturday from 4 to 7 p.m. Go to santabeercrawl.com.
Yeah. And get your $25 tickets in advance.
$25 ticket, yeah.
And we're going to be here. Doc, you going to be here with us this Saturday? You got time? You're not sure?
To check my kids' schedule.
Tasty, you coming by?
No, I will not be here.
You can't make it, huh?
No.
I'll
bring the beer.
Your beer's making it.
Right.
And which Janet's Brown is in my glass here? Is it yours?
This is the Russian River
It's
beer.
the Russian River beer.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't taste homebrew, right? Whatever that
kind of does. I don't know.
I already like it better than I liked it. Actually, it's not that I disliked it when I had it the first time. It just tasted so damned fresh. I felt like things needed to drop out of it. They're already doing that.
Yeah, it changes.
This beer's
a lot.
already good.
Yeah, a few weeks makes a big difference.
Oh, it's definitely different.
Yeah. A lot of that. It's just that the chocolate flavor was just a little harsh.
That's the first thing that drops out is the chocolate.
Yeah. Oh, I actually really love it now.
Now it's more roasty.
Yep. All right, so that'll be on tap here, plus some Ballast Point barrel-aged beer and other good stuff here. So come check us out at the Santa Crawl.
Fuck you. I wasn't ready.
You want me to start? Do I have to start it over?
Yeah, actually, would you mind?
Who was the best lover? I was taking phone calls.
Doc.
Okay.
No, was it?
Yeah.
Because of the crevices?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of the crevices.
I've been to places nobody will ever go.
How you doing, JP?
Well, I just got a
what are you writing them?
I got a last minute update.
Oh.
Okay, go ahead. I'm fine.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Okay. Thank you to our show sponsor, More Beer. You can get absolutely everything you need to make great beer at home by going to morebeer.com. JP is on Twitter. Follow him at Major Jip to better understand why his family has abandoned him. Scott the Jew has finally acquiesced to Twitter. Follow him at Moscow Paints for mildly interesting info about how to paint shitty Giants players. For some good beer insight and homebrew info, follow Nathan Smith at Nathan Homebrew and Mike McDowell at Tasty McD. The Bee in Winterfest is fast approaching. Mark your calendars for January 26th. Be sure you are up to speed on all the latest updates by finding the Bee in Fest feed across your favorite social networkings. Check out the Brewing Network store for all the latest Bee in merch, including the brand new Homebrew You DVD pre-order sale. And be sure to find the Brewing Network on Facebook and tweet Facesers.
JP's an asshole, just means a nice guy and when